Which, cheers, by the way.
Oh yeah, guys.
I just opened mine up right now. Cheers, cheers. Thanks for coming
to
on.
to another episode.
I was asking Rob this, shout out to Rob. I was asking Rob this the other day. Like, if you had a time machine, right? Would you rather go deep into the future or deep into the past?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a real good question. I think I would want to do the future.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah, because we already made it to here. You know what I'm saying? We already kind of know like where we're at. You know what I'm saying already. So like I think it would just intrigue me more to see like where we would go from here. You know
I have a counter to that, but I'll like what do you would you go to the future or the past?
I'll say past.
Past. Okay. So why? Like what's the reason?
Just to see how life was, how different.
Like what time?
For example,
in the past,
like let's say you go to like the Roman Empire at its
that would
peak.
Be awesome.
Right?
That would be
and imagine
awesome.
just getting to see that at its peak.
Yo, and what if it
you know
was
what I mean?
like so much more advanced than what we think?
So that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I would want to go deep into the past because I think our future is going to be apocalyptic.
Okay.
It's not going to be what we think it's going to be.
Yeah,
there's no flying cars. There's no.
It's gonna repeat
It's probably
again.
going to be pretty sad. I think the future that we idealize, that we always think ahead, already happened in the past.
It could have.
I think our past was like ancient.
I have that same kind of mindset.
I think our past was an advanced ancient civilization.
Look at the pyramids.
That the pyramids, the UFO stuff, all that stuff. I think that ideal future that we always look forward to, I think it already happened in the past. So I would want to go deep into the past to see like
What
during the
caused
Egyptian times, all the pyramids perfectly built, aligned with the stars.
Oh yeah.
They just said that the pyramids, they just found like these structures that go down. I don't know how many meters down, like pillars.
Yeah.
Like huge pillars of structure under the pyramids in Egypt that was discovered now. So it's kind of adding to the theory that there was some sort of like electrical current system for energy.
Yeah, because they say the pillars are like kind of like it almost
goes
does like
down.
a Z or something like that. Yeah, like that's interesting.
They weren't making that like
bro. That means if that's the case, then we would be able to like harness like
free energy,
0 point.
So how advanced were they during that time? And those things, it's predated what we have on the history books when they were made. It's not like it's not even accurate. Like it goes way further back.
Yeah.
So it's like how advanced were we? You know, and I think it ties into the UFO stuff, and
I think we were way more advanced than what we think.
And then something happened where now we're suppressed, right? Like now they tell us lies, and
because they say that the Library of Alexandria, is that right? Alexander, like what's his name? He was the Roman Emperor, Alexander the Great.
Yes.
Hey, I was trying to like.
You forgot the great part. That's what it was.
Exactly. So like Alexander the Great, he had there was a library, like a huge library, and it was the Library of Alexandria or something like that. It ended up getting burnt down because it was taken over. So that how they would like basically put fire to everything and stuff like that. So they put fire to it, it burned down, and that place, that library had things, bro, that were, thousands of years older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So imagine what they had.
There's so much stuff you can push it out of there. There's so
Yeah.
much stuff.
I was like, shoot, I don't want to break that.
I have little cigars here, by the way. If you want one, if you want one, I have an ashtray.
Would you do it with us? Chris?
Oh no, I don't smoke.
No, okay, I respect that. I respect.
I love how
that.
you say it like if it's weed or something.
Yeah.
Would
I
you
know.
take
Yeah,
a gander?
yeah. Just so you know.
Do you want to do match?
these are not
Yeah.
too big.
You want to do a
little blow?
There was a video that a guy did there. He was like, he goes, "Oh yeah, don't you hate whenever friends say, oh, I could outsmoke you out?" He's like, "Well, can you out crack me out, bro?" I was like, "Yeah." Then you're like, "Damn, bro."
That was funny. No, since we're diving into I want to dive into the UFO stuff a little bit because we didn't get into that last podcast.
No, we didn't.
Into what we were talking about with like these advanced civilizations and stuff. I feel like we're so suppressed. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, just cheers, bro. Like, just go to work, believe the history books, but like, how accurate are the history books? You know what I mean? If we're finding out more truth now,
and that's why I said that bro, it was so pivotal for like us to get documentations from that time, like from the Library of Alexandria. I don't know if it's. Could you research that? The Library of Alexandria.
You guys are putting me to work today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Use
about
that keyboard.
man.
No,
I know,
that's
right?
what-
Like,
that's what it's
I'm
for.
like, that's what's
that's
up.
why we got it.
Yeah,
Check
man.
The cameras real quick.
The Library of Alexandria.
I'm not Jamie, guys. I'm not Jamie from Joe Rogan. I'm not quick like that.
I know. No, but you're doing great, bro.
I
Are you
got that
kidding me?
third grade
If it was-
education. I
if
got
it
that third grade
Hey,
education.
no, you're great. You're doing awesome, dude.
Education.
I
You're
got
doing
that
so good,
education,
bro.
dog.
If it were me, it'd be taking so much longer, bro.
Just give me a
Because the
second.
thing
Yeah,
is,
bro,
I
like,
can't
I
really see the keyboard. I can't really see the keyboard, so I'm trying to like type and like look at the same time.
But you're doing great.
And then some of the keys don't work. So
Oh
like,
yeah, everything's flowing. Everything's flowing.
like, I'm pressing W
love
and the
it.
W doesn't want to come out. I'm like, fuck.
Hey,
Yo,
we're a constant
there's
work
no-
in progress here.
But bro, that's where you guys are gonna make the most money because it's so fucking raw and authentic. You know what I'm
Trying,
saying?
man.
Yeah, bro. Just keep it like this because
In
I
a place,
guarantee you'll make
in a
so
place
much
and
more
world
money.
of inauthenticity, we try to be authentic here
Bro,
at
bro,
Cruzin.
Bro,
Look,
authentic,
that's our commercial.
authentic and honest.
There you go.
Bro, you cannot lose with honesty. You cannot lose with being authentic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes a person that's their own person. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like a mob boss.
I know. and that's why I like it. You honestly know what I really like to do? I like to smoke these and have wine. Red wine.
Like
Classy
LeBron.
guy, or classy man.
Yeah, you know, I try.
Even
I
classy,
try.
right?
And
Every
watch
now and then.
Ancient Aliens.
And watch Ancient Aliens, bro. There was a moment like maybe in 2015 I was so locked in, bro. Like with fucking Ancient Aliens.
But you know,
I
a
was
lot of it
watching
is not that
every
crazy.
Single day.
A
every
lot of
single
it is
day.
not that crazy. When
Besides
you
that
start
guy's
to look-
hair. But
Yeah.
yeah. The guy had
The
that
hair,
kid.
dude.
The hair guy.
But what were we talking about before? Like once I started lighting this, we were on a subject.
What I was gonna mention
Yeah.
to you to bring up was you did have like that where you thought you saw a UFO on that trip. You went on a trip driving somewhere. I forgot where it was.
Yes, Virginia.
We never got
Virginia.
to talk about it last time.
Dude, I was in Richmond, Virginia. Like my experience was only like so while I'm driving, I'm on we're passing Richmond, Virginia. We're still on the highway. We're driving towards Stafford, Virginia, right? And we're heading there. So like what happened was from what my father and what my aunt, because it was me, my dad, my mom, and my aunt. My aunt's sitting right behind me. I'm driving. My dad's right in the passenger seat. My mom's in the far right. You know what I'm saying? Like in the back. So we're over here. We're going. And then apparently my dad was like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? So then he sees like, from what he said, it was, you know, whenever like you're driving like in the dark and then you see like the, you see the woods, their shade of dark.
right.
And then the sky is another shade of dark. You know what I'm saying? Because the sky is a little bit different than the dark of the forest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where the trees are. So whenever he said that, he looked, there's the trees, the darkness of the trees, and then he saw like the sky, the darkness of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the darkness of the sky, you see this black object, and it looked just like kind of like a sphere thing, you know what I'm saying? Not so much a sphere, but it was like ovalish. You know what I'm saying?
Like an egg? Or a little bit wider than
a
that?
little bit wider, a little bit more kind of like spacey, like a
Cylindrical.
crafty, like
Okay.
craft, like yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the thing, literally, it's not going fast. It's not going too slow. It's just moving at an even pace. No sound, no nothing. Now he saw that. My aunt sees it too. I don't see anything. I'm just kind of like what I saw was a bridge, and then on the bridge I saw a light. So to me it looked like a truck that was passing over the overpass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But apparently from what my dad said, he said there was no bridge.
So from a distance for you, you thought it was like a bridge with like something like driving over it.
Yeah.
But then your dad's like, no, like there was no bridge. It was just an open.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like on a highway, woods on the side. There's no bridge.
No
You
bridge.
think it's a bridge.
Think it's
Okay.
a bridge. pass it, or from what I thought, I thought I passed the bridge. I'm moving. Now this thing lets out a light. Now this light was crazy, dude. It was almost like the light created like day again. Like I could see every lane.
I really do think you saw a UFO.
Bro, I saw
That's crazy.
I saw every lane, the car's colors, like green. You could see the car was green. The next one was red over here. You know what I'm saying? And then it lasts for maybe a second. My mom, she literally looked up. Like whenever I'm driving, the light goes on. Like the lights just, it looks like the sun hit it again. It just went pop. And then I'm like, shit, it's during the day already? You know what I'm saying? And then it goes out. Now that's what I saw. My mom, she goes like that. She like lifts her head. And then she sees the flash. She saw how bright it was, and then it went out. So she saw the same thing I did. And then my aunt and my dad saw the other thing, the actual cylindrical whatever it was. And then it passed over like that. And then once it went to the left side, my aunt, she looked in like the window area, and she wasn't able to see where it went.
How
so that
close
was my
did you get to it?
it
It was always pretty far. Like
it was
there
always
a distance.
Yeah, it was
on the horizon.
It was so it was on the horizon. From what they said, like he could see it. He was like, what is that?
What did he?
And he even pointed,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes across like I'm driving like this, and he comes from his side all the way to my side, and he literally like kind of leans over me like going like that.
Did you get to see it as well, or were you too focused like
I was
driving?
too focused on the driving.
Did
I
he
was too-
like?
yeah.
Was he able to describe what the what it looked like?
He said it looked shiny,
Mm.
jet black. He goes, you could tell it was
like metallic.
metallic. He said that you could see the difference between he was like the shade between the forest and okay, how do you say that? Is it the contrast between
Mm-hmm.
the forest, the sky, and then the object? They were all different shapes of black.
Right, so it stood out like.
So it
see
stood
the
out.
contrast.
Yeah, you could see the contrast of all the different shades. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, now the thing, it was metallic. It was shiny. It was shiny.
He didn't think it was like a plane or a jet, or it just looks very different to
He
him.
said it looked very different. But what
What time was this? Like around what time?
Oh, this
we
was
were doing it?
dark, bro. This was already
Past midnight?
Past midnight.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, Ricky,
Past
you might be on
midnight.
a documentary or something. His story sounds very similar to you seen Dumb and Dumber,
Mhm.
like with Jim Carrey. So that director, he's a big time. I think it's Pete Farrelly. Can you try to YouTube that video of his interview? But he saw a UFO, and his story is very similar to yours. But he saw it. He was like in college, and well, we're gonna look it up now. But very similar. And he said that he saw it once, never saw it again. There you go. Yeah, that lighter is like dying on us. Yep, that's the one. So Peter Farrelly, he Dumb and Dumber.
Right.
I don't know he's done a good amount of comedy movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a classic comedy director, but he's had an experience very similar to yours. But this was like what, in the 70s?
Is it like
was
an
in-
interview with him? that
He
you're
was like
talking
on a
about?
podcast and he talked about it. I think that's
Wow.
it right there.
Sure. I'll preface it by saying this. If I hadn't seen this, if I hadn't have seen this, and I
wait,
had
the
never
light
seen
turned
anything
on.
remotely resembling, I would say it's bull.
I just realized the light turned on.
Lighting's
And that's what I'm saying. Like that, whatever light that was, bro. Like this is my interpretation of it. I honestly think that it was governmental. I think it was governmental.
Could
Now, now, ultimately, I think it's governmental, but I think ultimately, yeah, there is UFOs, and I think that we reverse engineered them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I believe in aliens. I believe that they're definitely out there. They're definitely, roaming around, and I think that's so much so as I think that they're here still.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't think they're coming from outer space.
yeah, I think that they're in maybe Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how come we all did a treaty in Antarctica
Mm-hmm.
for like that's one area that's has to stay peaceful.
Off limits. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
something there.
there's something there. There's
I
something
agree.
there. So it's just like, now I get it, and everybody says, like, oh, they do that because they don't think that we could handle it. But I think I call bullshit. I think that we could definitely handle something like that.
Society would change.
Yeah,
if they told us,
yeah.
like, why am I paying taxes? Why am I working?
Now,
Like,
do you think that would really occur, though? Do you think that people would just say, fuck it, we're not going to work no more?
If it's as deep as we, like, think it is,
Yeah.
where these multi-dimensional beings,
Yeah.
there's, like, the spiritual realm, it would change the concept of, like, religion.
Yeah.
Or change our way of living.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to like break that cycle that we have, right? Like work that 9 to 5.
Right.
I think it would be a good thing because then we can be like these advanced, like ancient civilizations, but it would break the matrix.
Oh, it would totally
but
break the matrix.
Do the people in power want that to happen, or do they want us? Do they want to keep us in the wheel, and just 9 to 5, pay your bills, don't think of anything? A lot of people don't have a lot of faith in anything. They're just like living.
Right.
That comes out. That changes everything. They're like, wait, why do we listen to you? Why do we? It breaks. Yeah, it's like what Joshua said. It breaks the matrix.
Yeah, it totally does.
That could evolve us. Ideally, that could evolve us further to where when you look at like ancient Egypt and stuff like that, wait, how can we tap into that world more?
Yeah.
Communicate, elevate ourselves.
Yeah.
But they don't want that, bro. These people, throughout history, power has always been the problem since the beginning of fucking time.
Since the beginning of time, bro. There's always the bad fucking egg.
Let's get into that. But I really like can try to skim through it. Just go to the part where
I don't know exactly.
or just jump to like 2 minutes or just play it. Just play it. It's fine. We're not in a rush.
Yeah,
But
I mean, bro,
just to
we're
see,
really not.
Because
I mean, we
the
have
similarities with what you're saying and this guy, and this was
I'm
like
curious
75.
to know. Yeah, I'm curious. Oh shit.
Oh no, it's all falling apart now.
I know. Here we go.
Do you want to start over or just like skim?
Play it from the right there, and we'll skim it through if we need to.
And this happened, and the people like, what are you crazy? I know how crazy it sounds, so I'm giving you that up front. So knock that bullshit out of there.
Which is also why we have an exclusive here.
But I am telling you.
I thought he was on Joe
everything I'm
Rogan
about
for a
to
minute
say,
because
this is
the
on my
curtain.
children. This happened. Now I'm not gonna. I don't know what it was. I can't say it was aliens from whatever. I don't know. But this is what happened.
I can't say if it was an alien or not. Like that's why I
Halloween
kind of
night,
go to the.
1975,
I kind of say automatically.
There must
it
be
was
an explanation. Yeah.
And I went to Providence College. But that night, my buddy and I drove down to the University of Rhode Island to visit friends. And we partied.
You're driving from Virginia,
went to parties,
right?
hung out, drank
Like the
beer.
same
There was
road.
this guy driving. He fucking cut me off.
Ate, and then we
Bald
had to drive
guy,
home.
glasses,
Bald
smoking a
guy,
cigar.
glasses, smoking a cigar,
Excuse me.
listening to a podcast.
Who's
He had
that
a
guy?
wee beater shirt on.
It was an hour drive for us.
I heard that guy was an asshole.
We had gotten off Route 95 onto Route 295, which is more rural, and there were no cars on the road. And I do remember, and we weren't talking, we were just listening to the radio, listening to tunes, cruising along. It's the end of the night, we're done. And we're cruising down this long straightaway where you could see like kind of for about 10 miles. You could see like down for about 5 and up about 5.
Sounds like
you know
how
what I'm
you
saying?
drove, like a
one
long
of those
road,
long,
highway.
Yeah. And coming down the road, the highway toward us, over the highway is a light. It appears to be like a plane or a helicopter or something coming down toward us. And I see it, but I'm not thinking anything of it. But cruising along, listening to the radio. As it gets bigger, the lights get bigger and bigger. I'm thinking, wow, that's a big helicopter. It's clearly like low, so it's got to be some kind of helicopter type thing. Again, we're not saying a word. It's getting closer and closer. The lights are getting bigger and bigger, and it's not going fast. It's going, taking its time, coming down the highway. And I remember, like, among other things, whenever I'm thinking, listen to radio, this, wow, that's a really big helicopter. Then it gets bigger. I'm thinking, well, that must be like a military helicopter. This is in my head. And it's approaching and approaching. It's big and big, and we haven't said a peep. Just see this, it's kind of like not even paying attention. And all of a sudden, as it's coming upon us, suddenly it's a massive thing, and it is a rectangular shaped.
The giant
craft,
penis.
I will say.
The
It's
giant
rectangular, like
James and the giant penis.
You can't tell how high it is, but it seems to be a few hundred yards up. Maybe it's 1,000 feet up. I don't know. It's not that high.
It's not that
But
high.
It's a rectangular shape, and there's zillions of lights under it. And the lights are going
that's
back
different.
like sideways, like shoot, back and forth.
That's crazy.
and then the other one's no sound, by the way, and the other one's going this way.
Wow.
Like, so they're kind of crossing each other, all these lights. And then there are a few lights that are doing like a wind, like a fan. They're like going around the circle.
That's so crazy.
Lights, and they're all over the place going. And it is like fucking lighting the goddamn highway up over, as we're going through it, and it's taking its time. I'm telling you, it's right out of Star Wars. You know, when you see
this thing was taking it wasn't going fast.
Shooting,
It was literally an even. It was weird.
Look over at my friend, and my friend looks at me and goes, "The fucking flying saucer!" And I think, ugh. And I remember my legs.
Is that a quote, by the way?
My legs went weak. It was like completely rubbery. Like I remember pushing my foot on the gas. It was an effort. Like I literally lost all the blood in my legs somehow. And my wife has said, "Do you think you guys were, no, I don't think we were. But I'm telling you, my legs went completely numb out of fear, I'm assuming, but I've never had that sensation before." So the next morning I get up to go to school, and I always listen to the same radio station every morning. It was an AM station because I only had an AM radio in my car. And,
back in the 50s.
Yeah. And I'm listening to it, and cruising to school, and a thing comes on, it says, "If anybody has reported seeing an unidentified flying object, please call this number." I said, geez, got a pen, wrote it down, got to school, went to a phone booth. "Yeah, I saw it last night. Did people see it?" They said, "No, we're just taking a poll." I said, "What?" I said, "I just saw the thing last night. And you hear this thing? And come on, who saw it?" And they said, "No, we're just taking a poll." So I was like, "What's your name? Where do you live? All this. We'll get back to you if we need to." I said, "Okay, great."
So crazy, man.
So for the next 2 weeks, everybody I see, I saw a flying saucer. It's a thing. It was a real one,
Yeah.
And finally, after a couple weeks, I'm thinking, wait a second, who was that? What was that? Because that number, that thing that came on the radio station, it was the big radio station, Rhode Island. Never came back. I listened to it every morning at the same time. They never asked for that again. So I called that number, disconnected.
Sure.
2 weeks later, disconnected number.
We're just taking a poll.
Yeah. So years later, I watched a video. It was called UFOs in America. It was the history of UFOs in America. And they said that the most sightings ever in the U.S. were in the northeastern United States in the fall of '75. That's when I had seen mine. And their theory is that because there were a lot of nuclear power plants being built and nuclear subs at New London, which was only like a half hour from where I was when I saw this thing. They don't know why, but these things seem to be attracted to that. Now, on that day, by the way, like there was a part of me that thought, well, that could be a military thing.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing that I thought.
Well, it could certainly be like it was just cruising down the highway, and maybe it's some military thing that we don't know about, but it was nothing that I've ever heard about. Now, we're 38 years later, and this thing still doesn't exist, this big rectangular thing.
With no sound.
With no sound that cruises over us. So, I feel confident that it was, it was an unidentified flying object, but whether it was of this planet or whatever, who knows? But I'm just saying, that's my story.
Well, that's
hope we can
first
pause it
and
there, but
best firsthand experience.
And that is very similar. That is very similar.
Long road, cruising by.
Yeah.
You just saw like different. Yours didn't have any lights, but it did shed light. You said on the road,
bro. It did shed light on that road. It looked like there was a bridge, and then it looked like there was a truck with the lights coming, and the lights kept on.
Because your brain, you're thinking, it's just what you see every day. Like
and mind you, I'm looking like, dude, I'm so focused while I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm so focused while I'm driving. Mind you, there's cars on the road. There's cars right near me.
Yeah.
So they saw it. Like whoever was with me on that road that day,
they saw it
too.
Exactly.
There's no way that they didn't see it. And if they didn't see it, they saw the light. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing got so bright, bro. It went from small to bigger to bigger to bigger. Imagine like a train coming like that, and then that light just expanded everywhere.
Incredible, dude.
You know what I'm saying? And then I looked at the cars, but it was weird. Like whenever he's talking about he got like jelly legs, I didn't get jelly legs or anything like that, but I became more calmer. It was weird. It was like almost like not a warm passing over you. It wasn't a warmth. It was just everything's going to be okay type of feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of like looking, like as I'm driving, I'm just kind of like looking at the cars, and I'm like, that car's red. That car's green. Like, why does it look like 10 a.m. in the morning? You know what I'm saying? And then it went like this and dark again. That's what was crazy. I was like, and then I'm just like, it goes.
That's
boom.
how bright that light was.
That's how bright.
And that light was from like the craft. What you think it's from, or you're not sure?
I think it's from the craft. I didn't see it. Like I just saw a light in the sky like this, or what seemed to be the bridge. What seemed to be the bridge, but there was no bridge.
That's crazy.
Apparently.
So yeah, if you had light over you like that, I mean, that means it must have been pretty close.
Yeah.
Or they had a light that was
bright enough to
bright enough, or
Yeah.
there was something above you and you were gonna get abducted.
probe right up the
Probe.
ass.
Phew, not me, baby. Like, not me.
Ricky fights back.
Hopefully not. Shoot.
That's crazy though.
I mean,
man.
at that point, bro, you guys seen the fourth?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, in no, this one's called Fire in the Sky. You guys seen that? Fire in the
Oh,
Sky.
is that the one on that guy that
gets
got abducted
picked up and then he gets thrown down back to the
in the
ground.
woods, right?
In the woods.
That's based off. That's that guy that was on Joe Rogan with the mustache.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't buy that story.
We didn't really buy into it, but they made it into a movie
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
it's
No,
just a
no, but-
movie.
but
yeah.
No, so that movie is based off this guy.
Are
He was
you
on Joe
serious?
Rogan. Yes.
I didn't know this.
So he had a story that he said he was in the woods with friends and he got abducted. He claims he got abducted
wow.
and he came back and they were looking for him, and that was his story.
Right.
And apparently they made it into a movie and everything.
And you say
and-
you're not good. Get out of here, baby. I see you doing your damn thing. Shit.
I don't know. I saw the guy on the podcast. I saw clips of it. I didn't buy it.
Put Joe Rogan. Put
Yeah.
Joe Rogan at the end. I think it'll come up.
Oh yeah.
I
If
just
you're
thought
looking
it
for the guy, right?
Yeah, I just thought
Yeah,
it was
I
a
don't know the
movie.
guy's
I just
name.
thought they based it on just a regular movie.
It was
I
based
didn't-
off that guy. So that's where
Interesting.
people think maybe
this
it
guy,
was
there you
a
go.
sham. Maybe he was just trying to make money because
No,
obviously they made a
no,
movie
but
off
I
of it.
forgot
and
Yeah.
everything.
what I read up. That's something like
He didn't pass the lie detector
yeah,
test.
he did like no,
Oh.
Or the friend.
or he didn't take one. He refuses to
he
take one.
Yeah.
I think it's either he took one and failed or he
I got
didn't.
you, I'll get you.
Yeah,
napkin.
yeah. I was like, fuck, man.
He missed the ass
Bro,
jam.
I'm
So
I'm fucking everything up over here,
good.
guys.
Here,
I'm
hold on, hold
like,
I got napkins over here. It's no big deal.
I know, but it's
Last
just
time you're
I
coming
don't
on.
like to be
Last
that
time you're coming
guy.
on.
I don't like to be
Last
that
time you're
guy.
coming on, you're done.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, damn it, Ricky, we set up everything nice for you, you bastard. I'm like,
on the way out,
See?
so people don't buy
so,
in.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
Travis
even-
Walton
even-
incident, or
Even people in the UFO community thought like his story doesn't make any
it
sense.
doesn't
It
match
doesn't
up.
add up.
It
with,
doesn't
like,
add
the
up.
rest of the stories, I guess.
Yeah,
Dude, he was probably there drunk with his friends. Hey man, this is fake a fucking.
yeah, and mind you, guys, like I believe in aliens. You
Like
know,
why
straight
would
up,
they,
but
100%.
but I'm
like
one
why
of the,
him?
But I'm one
I
of
don't
those
know.
people, like, just like you said, why him, why me, or not just why me, but like I was more like I'm a skeptic. Whenever it comes to
Yeah.
like the first thing that comes to mind isn't gonna be, oh, it's automatically an alien. I naturally like to debunk it myself.
What's the most logical answer to what I'm seeing?
That's
Is
how
it a
I go
helicopter?
about
Is it a plane?
Yeah.
Is it a?
But I believe in aliens, and I know they exist. But the thing is I like to debunk it as much as possible to where it's like, if I can't debunk it, then that's obviously something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the one that I saw, the most I could say that it was definitely something. It was definitely like maybe a UPA or how that they have-
UAP.
UAP. There you go. Fucking
Could be an
postal
STD,
service.
I don't
or
know.
something like
It could be UPS, I
Yeah,
don't know,
and they're
man.
sending
FedEx,
fucking
it's probably
postcards and shit. No, but like so yeah, like UAP, right?
Yeah, that's like the new term for it now. Yeah.
yeah. So I thought
Unidentified.
Aerial phenomenon.
No, I
Aerial
think
phe-
it's anomalous
Yeah.
phenomenon. I think,
I-
or something.
I wanna-
double check.
yeah, I think
I
Because
like
now
UAP. I like the way I said it.
It's
Didn't I
not.
say
It's no, because they changed it because it's not always in the air now.
yeah,
They're also underwater.
you're right. Yeah,
There's video of them
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anomalous.
anomalous. Yeah, unidentified anomalous because they had to change the
yeah,
term because
you're right.
these things
Oh,
not only fly
wow.
in the air, they're submerged underwater. There's been sites
Yeah.
of people seeing crafts underwater.
Yeah, and then it comes out of the water.
Yeah.
and
There's
fucking
actually,
goes into
I think
space.
there's one that Corbell and this guy put up. It was
I'm trying to think of I forgot the name.
just put UFO underwater or something like that.
Mhm.
Save that thing, bro.
Oh, I'm going. I'm not.
But these things, there's been stories of people seeing them go underwater. Here's the opener. So that's
This one, the James Fox, when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, he showed this photo. This is a photo. This is like from a Polaroid, right?
that's a film. Yeah, Polaroid
This is
picture.
a film.
Yeah.
Film. So there's no faking this.
So
at the time.
it was a UFO like this, and now that see this right here?
That's a plane.
No, that's a military aircraft circling it.
Okay.
Yeah,
The guy was in his backyard.
he was in his
Yeah.
Saw it?
backyard.
Yeah.
Took the picture.
Bro, how big is that thing,
and this
bro?
is like film. Like you can't fake.
Yeah,
this.
no,
This
you
is
can't.
Like, this
It's
is
not
a
digital,
Polaroid.
yeah.
Watch the movie. James Fox, he's a director. He's really good. He does a bunch.
is
That's
the
him
guy.
right there. He does a bunch of documentaries on UFOs. Decades he's been doing it.
Okay.
There's his newest one is called The Program. Really good.
Yeah.
But he's also done
Oh, yeah,
this one, The Moment of Contact. It's a
And-
case in Brazil.
Yeah. Varginha.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is
Very
what,
big
what the
case.
girls saw. This is what the three girls.
Yeah.
said they
But to
saw.
get started on his movies, watch what was the first one we saw of his?
I mean, I forgot the name.
It was The Phenomenon.
Yeah.
The Phenomenon gets into that. But that case in Brazil, Virginia, Brazil,
That
like
was
the whole
fucking
town
nuts. Yeah.
knows about it.
They all know about
Why
it.
is he giving me
As
this
a matter of
This is
fact,
not him.
I don't know how accurate this is, but from what they said, one the girl, she actually saw the one that was hurt, you know what I'm saying, and then it started reading her mind, not reading her mind, but it kind of like
Communicating
asking,
telepathically.
asking for
Yeah.
help.
yeah, asking for help. And then the other one, they said that they beat like the village,
Mhm.
like they all like gathered up together and they killed the thing. So military came
Yes.
and picked up both of them. What's it called? One
Yeah,
was hurt.
one of the guys died,
Yeah.
and the James Fox movie, he finds the other guy who survived it, and he literally told him, "Get out of my house, or
I'll shoot you."
I'll shoot you."
Are you
He's like,
serious?
but before they even ask, he's like, I'm not talking about
About
the alien.
Oh shit.
They
The
end up
second they pulled to his house, he had a rifle in his hand. As like, I'm not talking about the alien. Get out of my house.
because apparently what's happening
Oh,
is
he's
people
getting
that this
mad.
happens to, they call them the Men in Black.
Yeah.
And this is where it's interesting.
Yeah.
But they're going to these people that have seen these things, victims or whatever you want to call them, and they're like, "Hey, we know what you saw. You didn't see anything. They'll literally give them a suitcase of money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
They're like, go away.
No,
Don't talk about it.
No,
Maybe
but-
more.
no.
Was it more?
because the other story, there was it wasn't from that movie. It was a different movie. And remember that story he was saying? There was these two guys. They worked at a restaurant.
Yep.
And what is it? And they saw a UFO where these guys pull up. It was the Men in Black. They pull up to the restaurant. It was like raining, and the workers. Next thing, like they know, when they come back in, they're pale. They were scared because supposedly, like,
Try to find the clip. I know there's a clip on
yeah.
there. I think it's
So-
from the program.
Yeah. So basically, what it is they basically started saying like personal shit about them,
Yeah.
and like they threatened them basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
so like, let's say you see
shit.
something, and we're the Men in Black.
Yeah.
We go up to you and you're like, Ricky, I know you live over here.
You
and
work at this place. You work
Yeah,
at here.
we know that you go to work every single day.
Your kid
10
goes to
from
this
10
school.
yeah.
Your kid goes to this school. Your wife goes to this place.
Yeah, you wouldn't
and-
want anything bad to happen.
And
to
we
them,
know you're
right?
having an affair with so and so.
Damn, they go in
They're like,
all the way.
you didn't see anything. Here's money.
unless
Go away,
you want
stay
this
quiet.
unless you want all this information to get out.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
So
What
that's how
the
they work. And you know
fuck?
what's interesting? They call them the Men in Black, right? Because they're
Yeah.
always dressed in black.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
what is
actually-
the plot?
Wait, let me actually
Yeah.
show them before the James Fox thing, because we always show this to everyone.
Mm.
Or that singer.
The
Never.
Camila Cabello, yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
pull that up first. But
Yeah, you guys showed me it.
what's
did?
interesting,
Yeah, you showed me
Oh,
it.
that's right,
It-
that's right.
where
The last
where she
episode.
was, where she
Okay.
was,
the pictures that she took.
she was like on a vacation or something like that.
Colorado.
The thing literally passes like right there, and
Crazy
she actually
stuff,
was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I got a picture of a
Two
UFO.
of them.
How
There was,
crazy!
like,
yeah,
two of
bro,
them.
Stuff.
that's fucking nuts."
And what's crazy is they call these people the Men in Black, right? They're obviously
Yeah.
people from the government. But what's
Yeah.
the plot of the movie Men in Black?
Oh, say
A secret government agency
Yep. Yeah.
that work with aliens.
Yeah.
And any human on Earth that sees an alien, what do? They give the little flash for
And
you to forget your memory.
everything. Everything.
That's and mind you, the CIA has an office in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So through movies, through storytelling, they're kind of telling us these things.
yeah.
Men in Black, but of course, how do they disguise it? It's a movie. It's a comedy. You got Will Smith. It's funny.
Yes.
The aliens are goofy.
No, but it's all based on real shit. Like
the
they don't just
story
make
is-
the movies, and that's what I've been kind of paying attention to in Hollywood, bro. They don't just make these movies just to make them.
They're
You know
trying
what
to
I'm
say
saying?
something.
They're-
It's based off something.
Yeah, bro. Like it's all based off of something. That's
It's literally called Men in Black, and they
Yeah.
make you wipe out your memory. And how does that movie? The movie ends with an alien with a bag of marble, it looks like a bag. It
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. So it ends with the government agency, and the camera zooms out. It zooms out of the state. It zooms out of the country. Then it zooms out of Earth.
Is that it?
This is Man in
Yep,
Black.
that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's the one.
yeah, it's Men in
And
Black.
you see, it's
part
zooming out.
one.
Let it roll. Let it roll. Then it's zooming out of Earth.
Earth. Yeah.
Then the planets, the universe, right?
Yep.
And then it zooms out even more, and it's the whole galaxy, right? That's one
In a
galaxy.
ball, right? Like
Yep.
in a
So that's our galaxy, and then that's a marble, and it's the alien
picking
picking up the marble, and there's multiple other marbles,
Oh yeah.
and he's picking them all up, dropping it in his bag of marbles, like different universes. Then the movie ends.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's like saying we're just
balls of marble.
the universe
Kind
and
of,
the
yeah.
aliens are just kind of playing with it, and
Yeah.
it's that's a for a comedy movie. That's a very like profound ending, especially with what we're learning.
That is. That is. That
you know?
is.
So it makes you think, how deep does it go? You know,
That's kind of like the theory that they were saying though. They were saying that every universe kind of has its own like, it's like thousands of little balls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just testicles everywhere. Just testicles. That's
it's
it.
crazy though, man.
Galaxies like balls with
Yeah.
galaxies in
And
it.
I just think that's so interesting that movie.
Yeah, no,
that,
it,
you know,
it
is
was interesting.
showing that.
I didn't even realize that it had that scene in there. To be honest,
haven't seen
Like,
this
I
movie in
haven't
so
seen
long.
it
It's been
in
so long, but, like,
yeah,
we-
for real.
I only remember because I saw that on
That makes
on
sense,
social
though.
media. But it's interesting, man.
Mhm.
It's Hollywood.
And they're just kind of telling you, but through these movies.
But it's like bro.
But
Like,
then you look
what
at a
is
movie
really out there.
But then you
know
look
what
at a
I'm
movie like Close Encounters of the Third Kind from the 70s.
Yeah.
That movie is so accurate.
Yeah.
And
Scary.
they had
saying? Yeah.
consultants on that movie. And
Mhm.
Steven Spielberg is a big UFO guy, but he's
Yeah.
big in Hollywood. He's one of the best directors
Oh yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
So you know he's got some ties. Apparently, well, he's doing a new UFO movie now coming out next year.
Yeah.
And so the conversation, yeah, him and the director of Top Gun Maverick.
Oh shit, dude.
And
Like, do they have a what's it called for it? A trailer?
no trailer yet.
No
no.
trailer
They're
yet.
They're both filming right now. But
Okay.
you know, if Hollywood is trying to, if they're making more UFO movies again,
Yeah.
they're trying to let you know. You know, it's interesting.
Encounters of the Third Kind. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that one.
I've
If you remember,
so I've seen it, but I haven't
been long, right?
Yeah, it's been long.
rewatch it, dude.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
so
gonna have to
accurate.
rewatch it.
It's so accurate.
Yeah.
You know, the guy driving on a highway. It's very similar. He's driving on a highway in the woods, right?
Yeah.
He sees a glowing craft. It releases some like radiation. It releases what they say is like those lights. It releases some sort of radiation where it
Yeah.
like stains like the car and it
Yeah.
leaves. It's interesting, man, what these things are. You know,
There's been some good like what's it called like you ever heard of the
You
Yeah,
see-
see, he thinks it's a car behind him.
oh this thing's oh shit
there's a scene from it. Yeah,
he's like go this thing fucking goes what
Oh no, that is.
oh
this is
good
the car,
I was
Okay.
gonna be
so
like
that's the movie
what?
teasing a little bit. Yeah,
I th-
but it's actually hovering above him. You see the light in the back?
yeah.
oh shit
No, maybe not yet. I'm lying. It happens now. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens now.
No, I love that though. How he teases it. You think it's,
and you think
but it's
the
just a
shit-
truck.
yeah,
Yeah. It's really cool. You can put the audio on this.
and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
and that's where bro like that's where
Little
it
bit
normally
lower.
happens bro what is there's a mountain right now shit I forgot the name of the mountain but it's like in the eastern west area it's Mount Shasta I think Mount Shasta I think that's the name but it's in I think it's either Ohio or
Oh,
somewhere
I think this is this. Wait,
That's the craft.
oh
So
shit
you think it's another car? They go.
yeah. Then it flies.
So
oh shit
Spielberg in his prime was great, man.
oh that's crazy
That's you, Ricky. That's you right there.
oh my gosh, bro, that would be fucking amazing. I would like to see something to where you know what I'm saying. I could be like, Damn, I really saw that.
Yeah.
Wow. Bro, if I saw that, I would be like, fuck this.
I think Steven Spielberg knows.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Because
He's gonna be big in Hollywood.
Yeah, for
Didn't
real.
he show it to the president?
That was E.T. He said
That was E.T..
when he showed E.T. to the president at the time. Who
Yeah.
was the, do you know? During the 80s?
Yeah.
Who could have been
Was it
84?
Something with it. Nixon?
I don't know if it was
wouldn't know.
Nixon or one of these. I can't remember the president right now. You see, it's like
The
the
bright
beam. That's
light.
you right there driving.
What the fuck? Bro, look at that, bruh. Like, that's not weird. Like, that, bro, I would be out of there. I
You
would
see,
be
it
like,
starts
fuck?
fucking things up.
Yo, and it's almost lifting them up. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And he had consultants from the government, and I don't, have you ever seen X-Files? Were you into
Yeah.
X-Files?
I wasn't into it, but I saw some
But
episodes.
there was an
yeah.
episode where they go into like a desert or something like that,
No, I've never seen that one.
and they're retrieving like UFO craft or something like that. Apparently, that's real. That is a thing. That desert,
Yeah.
they have it's hidden under
Yeah,
rubble.
see, and it's gone. Through the
Yep.
light.
It happens and it's gone, and then it releases like a.
Yeah, I think
Did it
fucks
take
up.
him? Did it take him?
No, I think doesn't it fuck up his truck? I think,
Yeah.
right? Like
It
see-
leaves. Yeah, it ruins like the paint. And
Yeah, the paint.
Richard Dreyfuss, man.
Yeah, dude. But dude, it's crazy because X Files. They say there's a lot of truth in the X Files too,
That's crazy. Look at that.
and the way it flies. That's how it. There's no the axis is
Yeah.
always switching up.
Yeah.
Incredible, man. And this is what 70s.
Yeah, bro. I mean, even
A lot of
even-
shit was happening during that
Even
time.
for that being 70s is pretty
What was
crazy.
the other
Holds up.
movie?
The movie
What was the
holds
other
up.
movie
Yeah,
you were
right.
saying? What was the
What was the other one?
one that you were just saying right now?
The X Files.
Yeah, the X Files.
I don't know. I never saw the scene, to be honest.
I
But-
never seen it once. So
But there is a scene in the X Files of like a guy dressed in black going
Yeah.
up to him and being like, "Hey, like we can't talk about this. We can't."
Oh
So-
shit.
Through Hollywood, dude, they've been saying a lot of stuff, man.
They've been keeping it consistent, like
Because there's people. There's this one lady called Diana Pasolki, I think is how you say her last name.
uh-huh.
But she's a religious studies professor,
Yeah.
and she's only studied religion all her life, right? Like that's her thing.
Yeah.
And she was gonna make a book. She wrote a book, and her goal of it was to
Oh, there it
debunk
is.
UFOs.
see, they're at Area 51,
Yep.
and he's watching them do like using the
That's-
Maneuvers
UFO
and yeah.
thing.
Oh, look at that.
I've never seen anything like it.
But and the movement is similar. They say it's very sporadic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it can't be aircraft.
Mm.
Aircraft can't maneuver like that.
How else could they be?
X Files was what, like 90s,
90s.
It went, on,
Yeah.
it went on for a while.
90s
Yeah.
to 2000s or something.
Yeah. It was something like that.
Too many seasons.
But
Season 1, episode 2.
they had consultants.
And they didn't even like each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those two, they hated
That's
each other.
Hollywood.
Like,
That's
yeah.
Hollywood right there.
See the light. Oh no, it's the helicopter.
That's a helicopter.
I don't know.
Incredible. Like, it's just the CIA has an office in Hollywood, you know? So they're consultants on these movies.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
telling them, hey, this is what happens with this.
Yeah.
And there's truth in there.
Yeah.
And this lady, Diana Pasolki, she was doing a book, and it was to debunk UFOs. But while writing that book, researching,
yeah.
the book ended up becoming about how religion and the UFOs story, the phenomenon, go hand in hand. It's actually blended. It's not. Instead of writing a book about debunking this thing, she
actually
becomes a
started-
believer.
Yeah.
Oh look,
She
you see
was
this?
never a believer.
I think this is when they try to bring it back.
Oh yeah, they brought it back for a bit.
See that they put the thing on them
Yeah.
to show them the new aircraft.
That's how it is, man.
It's like him showing like the UFO.
Oh my god.
That's like hovering.
Incredible, man.
I'm sure we have crafts like that.
insane.
You talk about free energy. You see, they're talking about no fuel.
It's re-
Yeah, bruh.
Zero point energy, simply the energy of the universe
Yeah,
that we've had since the 40s.
yeah.
What?
No flame, no combustion. Simple electromagnetic field.
How long did this
Technology
last
kept
when
secret
they
for
try to
70
bring it
years
back?
while the world
Oh no.
petroleum.
Oil companies making trillions.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to show you next.
This video was
is the most
posted 5 years
unbelievable
ago,
part.
so I don't know.
It's recent.
It cloaks.
I believe it, man.
I can see that. I can see that being real.
That's the thing. That kind of technology, that's free energy.
Bro, and you remember what that kid in LA said? You remember that kid in LA whenever
one?
the craft it landed like in the backyard or something like that, the kid ends up calling the
Oh, in
cops.
Vegas?
Element 115.
Element, yeah, that's
Element
what they.
115,
That's what
yeah.
Bob Lazar. That's what Bob Lazar talks about. So basically,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, let's see the gravity warp drive. See, I guess like it teleported.
yeah, because it bends the space
It's
matter.
like gone. The craft is like gone.
Gravity warp drive, but
It's basically telling us, right?
Element 150. Unanpenti.
They're telling us.
where did you get it?
Bob Lazar.
That's fucking insane.
Because yeah, Bob Lazar talks about that. He the way he explains the technology, it's like you put a bowling ball on your bed, right?
Yeah.
The weight of the bowling ball, it starts moving and warps the bed frame.
Yeah,
like the mattress.
it warps space. It warps
So
space.
it's
and
using-
time. Yeah.
Like whatever matter of the universe
Yeah.
to travel from one point to the next. So that's
Yeah.
what they're saying. It's
Yeah.
the universe energy. Like it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
There's no
Albert
combustion.
Einstein. Albert Einstein was right. Like his what's it called? Because he didn't believe that. Whenever he it was crazy. Whenever he came up with that problem, he did the mathematics to it. He came up with the problem, and he didn't believe it himself that he figured out the problem, and that was basically the physics behind
Right.
the bowling ball thing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And whenever he showed that, he was like, "Well, imagine this the bed itself that the bowling ball's on." He goes, "Imagine that space." So whenever the ball is going to be Earth. You know what I'm saying? So each mass, and this exists in every aspect of space. Like our Earth has its own like gravitational pull, and it has
Right.
its own what's called. So whenever it's on the fabric of space, it creates that distortion.
So imagine
You know what I'm saying?
figuring that out and using it for crafts.
Yeah.
So that's what Bob Lazar was saying.
That's
But-
fucking insane.
You know, but I from what it seems like, we haven't figured that out.
Like how could
From what
we?
we know, I
like-
think. I
Like
don't know.
how could we do that? Like that's the thing. Like how could?
Or
It seems
maybe
really
we could,
advanced.
You know what I'm saying? But
and they just have it. You know, so if there's another World War III,
like what do you have to do to
It's the
harness
That's the
battle-
theory. That's the theory. It's like the Cold War all over again, but for this technology.
Yeah.
So which country is going to figure it out first?
Yeah. And that's something else because in the war, like World War II, they also showed like Germany
Hitler,
and Russia.
Hitler was trying to recreate.
Yeah.
There's
like
a
crafts.
photo of him like making
Yeah.
like a UFO similar to it. Like,
yeah. And
very
I just was
similar.
like, I was like, bro, they knew about some shit too, bro.
And they were trying to recreate it. So what's going on now?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Wasn't there a
Oppenheimer,
general? Wasn't there a general in World War II that was killed because
He saw something.
that they saw like a UFO or one like crashed or something like
yeah,
that?
I think so.
And it was
they-
a general and
He died in a
who
car
said
crash.
that story?
It was in the movie. I think it was The Phenomenon, or it was. I think it was one of those James Fox movies.
It wasn't one of the other one, right?
No.
Was the other guy?
No. It was a James Fox. I think it was The Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Watch that movie.
It
It's
was
really
a
good.
general,
That one's free, I think.
It was a general. Yeah, that's something. I don't know if they saw UFO or one crash and they got it.
Yeah.
It was one of the two, but the general's like, oh, we had to like say something,
Yeah.
and
He
ended up
died in
killing
a
him.
car crash.
Yeah.
No. Then he survived the car crash, and then they killed him in the hospital.
Damn,
Something like
that's
that.
fucked.
Yeah, because they tried killing him in a car accident.
Yeah.
Like they just boom, tried to kill him. He survived it, I think, right? And then in the hospital they just poisoned him or something like that.
Fuck.
It's crazy stuff, dude.
And that's back then, man. Like,
Yeah,
World War II,
yeah.
like that's easy. Like,
But
you
the thing
can-
is, it's harder to hide these things now, man. It's starting to
It is
pick up.
It's starting to pick up. Yeah, bro. Like even with it, this is a little bit off subject. The going back to the Kennedy like files and shit
Mhm.
like
oh
that.
yeah.
They
It's
actually,
linked, though.
I
It's
mean,
linked.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's be real. We all kind of knew that. Like everyone knew.
Yeah.
But
He
now,
wanted-
but now it's like, oh, how like, it was like the Mossad was a part of it.
Yeah,
and,
the
like,
Mossad was a
Israel.
part. Yep.
He
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to disavow.
Israel's always around, man. They're like everywhere.
You noticed that, right?
They're like, well, supposedly the reason why they didn't release the Epstein files is because there's a lot of like Israel.
Well,
people.
apparently he was part with Mossad.
Yeah.
It's a blackmail scheme to get
It's-
politicians and people in power to do what
Oh yeah,
to have them do what you want them to do.
Bro, if you check out like the CDC, like the CEOs and the execs and shit like that, bro, half of them, most of them are Jewish. You know,
I mean,
you do whatever you want with
It's
that
interesting.
information.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Epstein had, was it the Secretary of Defense of Israel or something like that?
Yeah.
And he was explaining to him how the Iron Dome works and
Yeah.
this, and this. Like,
Yeah.
how is this fucking Epstein guy like talking to the
Some
fucking
stock. He was like a stock.
Bro, and
Is it-
how,
yeah.
how crazy was it that fucking, you know who Isaac DiCaprio was, right?
That actor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that he
yeah.
died and stuff. I heard about that.
Yeah.
He was that actor that
From Transformers.
he was in a couple stuff and he tried exposing. He's the one that jumped off the bridge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's coming back. It's coming
Yeah.
back to me.
And before he like jumped off the bridge, he said on the live,
Talking about Tom Hanks and stuff like that.
yeah,
Talking about Tom
and then he goes,
Hanks.
if I do commit suicide, he goes, just know I'm not suicidal.
yeah,
you know what I'm
dude.
saying, to make it a point.
And with JFK, he obviously he didn't want to go to war, but he also wanted to disavow the CIA.
yes,
He said that it was corrupted.
Yeah.
It was a secret
yeah,
organization because
Yeah.
CIA,
Wasn't
the
wrong.
deep
Wasn't wrong.
CIA
deep state yeah.
is the ones that are probably funding and behind all the UFO stuff and all that. So you have a president saying, "Hey, yeah, we got to take this down."
Yep.
Of course, they're gonna
Yeah.
shoot him, and they killed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he was interested in the UFO stuff too, JFK.
I think he was.
I think he
and-
mentioned
and-
it in
And
one
it's
of
crazy
his
like
stuff.
how they killed him too. Like, oh, let's kill him. Like
Live television.
That
Live
shit-
television
that
from
shit
his
was
wife.
brutal, bro. That
From
shit
his
was
wife, dude.
brutal. I mean, bro, like,
Very similar, man.
What
Yeah,
what
tried
came
doing
out
that.
in the thing? It was like 8 shooters. Like, how many shooters was there? I think it said in the file. I think there was like more than one.
there had to be more than one.
I think there
just
was like a
because-
couple. He got shot a couple times.
Yeah, just because I know he definitely got shot in the neck before he got shot.
Yeah,
in
you
the
see
Yeah,
Brain,
because
brain.
weren't like I think I saw a video somewhere. Like weren't like the drivers kind of in on it too.
Yes,
Like they
yeah,
kind
you
of didn't
saw
really
it.
give a shit.
Yes, yeah.
Like, they didn't really
And
care.
then you see the guy actually pull out the gun. He
Yeah,
turns
yeah.
himself
So he
back.
was like the last
Bam.
resort, probably. Hey, if you miss,
And
I'm just gonna like. shoot
That's
him.
what I think it was. They were like
Interesting.
they had to make sure he was dead. You know what I'm saying? He was just like
Never
this.
because back then it wasn't just the government. Back then it was the mob. You had the whole like mob
many
stuff.
Yeah,
different
you're
ties.
right.
The
yeah.
mob too, and the mob was a part of that too.
Bro, how crazy was it that the mob had influence on World War II, like versus the Germans and shit like that? That's fucking nuts. Because what happened was Lucky Luciano, right? He had to he was living over here. He ended up going to jail. Whenever he went to jail, he was the underworld of like the mafia was still running rampant. It was still fucking very active, right? So then the cops came to him at that point. Well, not the cops, the government came to him and they were like, "Listen, we'll cut a deal with you." You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, "Okay, what's the deal?" They were like, "We'll let you free, but if you're free, you have to go back to Italy. So you're no longer going to be able to come to the United States anymore. You're going to have to stay in Italy." You know what I'm saying? So he took it. You know what I'm saying? But a thing that helped, he goes, "But we need your help." You know what I'm saying? So he asked, "What was it?" And they were like, "We need you to speak with the Germans." You know what I'm saying? And get them to kind of like, I forgot exactly what it was, but basically it helped the United States and it helped everybody else out because they were trying to like push the Germans back. You know what I'm saying? So they got into negotiations. You know what I'm saying? I forgot who spoke with them. I don't know if it was Lucky Luciano himself that spoke with the like Hitler or whatever.
Right.
But it went through. Like Lucky Luciano, I don't know if he sent someone or if he went, but he spoke with them. They agreed to it. They were pushed back a little bit, and then he went back to Italy. It's fucking
So
crazy.
many
That
different
whole-
So
ties,
many
man.
different like that. That's why I think that it's not just you send
One
it-
thing.
Yeah,
you know.
it's not just one thing. It's different.
There's
aspects.
big forces at play.
Yeah,
you know.
bro.
And it's all. I
That
feel like
whole-
it's
the
all
whole
connected.
mafia thing was crazy, man. Imagine being alive during that time.
I know.
Like imagine like living through that.
It was brutal, man. It was brutal.
And
I
it's
feel
all
like
connected in some way.
yeah, I feel like the most brutal era was either two. It was in the early like 30s whenever prohibition was kind of running rampant. You know what I'm saying? There was that time because there wasn't a lot of cameras. There wasn't anything really going on. So it was easy to kill people. Exactly. Free for all. And then there was like the late 80s or early 70s, late 80s. You know what I'm saying? That's whenever a lot of the new coming mafia guys, they were mostly running off of like pure fucking psychoticness. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, they just wanted they wanted the bosses to just go. You know what I'm saying? And that's whenever you saw like Paul Castellano fucking get shot right in front of the, what was it? It was his favorite restaurant or some shit like that. It's pretty gangster. Like, yeah, man.
It's interesting stuff, dude.
Yeah,
and like,
it really is.
I feel like it's all connected in some way.
I do
like,
too.
There's just this like 1% that's like at play.
Oh yeah,
and they're just
yeah,
charge of everything. Like, all right, this needs to go. This needs
check out Mount. I want to say it's Mount Shasta.
What's that?
So it's a mount. It's a mountain. It's a mountain in, I want to say, the northern west region, or maybe like something like that. But if you put like Mount Shasta, like alien encounters or something like that, aliens, UFOs maybe, yeah, is the new Roswell. So yeah, apparently like they're getting a lot of activity over there.
Always like these,
and they're telling you not to go there because like there's incidents where people went and they're not found. You know what I'm saying?
But there's an interesting in the end of the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
When they have their first, because apparently that's true. Like the government they met with these aliens.
Yeah.
At
Wasn't
their base.
It Nixon?
In that, I don't know what era.
What president was it that they said that he went missing for like 3 days or some shit like that?
Or that he like met with one or something?
Yeah, he met with one. He went missing for like 3 days and then he came back.
I think it was something like, a UFO.
Was that an X-Men movie?
No.
Wait a second. Wait, but if it's in a movie,
but you've heard of it, right? You've heard of that story, like where the president he spoke with someone. And
yes. So
I don't know if it was 3 days or maybe it was 2 days.
I think what the story, from what I remember, I could be wrong.
And
but
they said he was.
There was a UFO that flew over the White House.
Yes.
And then they were like an alien or something met with the president. This is a far-fetched one.
Yeah.
And they met with it and they spoke with it.
Yes.
Something like that. Eisenhower, mystery disappearance.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dude,
Dwight
Ralph
Eisenhower.
Vacation?
Yeah, bro, he's fucking
yeah.
now
We're cooking.
Yeah,
now we're cooking.
He's over here seasoning it and fucking frying that bitch, bro.
What's the story on this? What is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
February 20th, 1954.
President Dwight Eisenhower was mysteriously missing for a day during a golf vacation in Palm Springs, California. The legend is that he made a secret trip to the nearby Air Force Base to meet 2 extraterrestrials.
What?
At first, he was declared dead. Then it was announced that he went to the dentist, but since he left at night without telling anyone where he was going, people have always been suspicious. Yeah,
or maybe he just went to like a whorehouse and it was just
I mean,
fun.
I mean, shit, that was happening out there. You know what I'm saying?
He went to like a sex
man.
party.
That's it. Yeah, sure.
But you see how like this intertwines, like, dude, there's documentations of this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's, bro, like, this just wouldn't just pop up. And the fact that Roswell happened, like, first they say that it's they say it's a UFO, and then they go and say it's a balloon,
and they debunk it. Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or maybe he did meet, and they just fake this whole story.
Yeah,
or
of
something,
course.
so he can go meet him real quick.
Yeah.
And
Jimmy Carter was he claimed he saw. Bless you.
Thank you.
Jimmy Carter said that when he was younger, before he was president, he saw a UFO. So he's always been into UFOs.
Yeah.
And that he said if he becomes president, he's gonna like talk about it and find out about it. Apparently, when he became president, he did ask about it.
Yeah.
And there's a book on it and everything. I don't know. We don't really know the truth, right?
Yeah.
But apparently that when they debriefed him on it, he broke down crying.
Yeah.
And he never spoke about it. Like he just went silent.
Right.
This is a guy that was into UFOs all his life. He saw one, becomes president, and apparently when they debriefed him and they showed him footage, he broke down crying, and then I guess he knew he couldn't say anything.
Right,
And that was it. He
right.
never talked about it again.
That's fucking crazy.
And I
Didn't,
think they showed him footage because and this is where it ties into the Close Encounters movie because in that movie, the craft lands on the base.
Yeah.
And when they land on the base, they're meeting with the government and they're going to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And when the craft lands, there's humans coming out of it, but it's humans from like World War II.
Oh, wow.
So they're still in their military uniform and they're kind of confused. So they're they're returning these humans to the base, but they're from World War II.
And they're still young.
So
they're still the same
yeah,
age?
I guess so. They had the same uniform. So
that's crazy.
Was there some sort of were there abductions happening? Apparently, there were sightings during the war.
Yeah.
That's an interesting movie. I would love to see a World War II UFO
me
kind
too.
of thing. That would be
Me too.
But that's an interesting story. But it goes into like Jimmy Carter. They showed him footage of a base of these UFOs landing. So it's all like it all
I know.
ties, man.
I know.
It's really interesting.
And that's why I say that bro, there's too much documentation just for there not to be.
For it to just be
Yeah.
bullshit. What is
Yeah.
this? What is this? Reagan talking about it?
Yeah, didn't he talk? Didn't that speech, or was that JFK?
No, this is Reagan.
I couldn't help at one point in my discussions with
Talking about
this
alien
was
threats.
Cool. Yeah, alien
General
threats,
Secretary
yeah.
Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children, wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us, we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you,
that, you know?
That's what
is
I'm
not
saying.
an alien force already
You know
among
why I
us?
think he said that?
If there's
What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, you know, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular?
so
That almost sounds like lobbying for what's that project?
the Project Blue Book.
Blue Book.
That's what I was
yeah.
gonna get into. Like
Yeah.
that's a theory where like they fake an alien invasion,
Yeah.
but then I don't see the benefit of like
He just said it.
I
He-
guess-
but
he-
he goes if basically imagine alien race comes that he just says isn't that going to kind of show like how humans could come together more? So
Yes.
basically relying more on the government to help against the alien
I
race.
guess that would be the benefit, but it would be like another COVID situation.
It would
Like
be
the
another
government would
COVID
have more
si-
power. It would be like a new
Exactly.
world order, like one
Exactly.
government, one world,
that's what they're
and
going
that's what.
That's what they say they're going for the Project Blue Beam or
Yeah,
Project
something
Blue
like
Book,
that. Where it's like a blackout, and then we have to
Yeah.
rely on it's another like COVID situation where we should all just
Yeah.
listen to the government more. But I don't think
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But I know, but you're like I think you're like there has to be something more. There has to be like a bigger.
I don't think they get away with it though.
I
Or
don't
maybe
think-
they would, unless it's like part of the bigger plan. But
I don't think so anymore because I think we caught on to it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they would
Fake
throw,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At all anymore.
especially that it's
I think
obviously
now it's
true.
more
like, there's-
AI. I think now it's more AI. I think
Yeah.
it's if we do have anything that's gonna happen. I believe AI is gonna be the first thing to kind of like fuck us over.
It's
if
zooming
anything.
fast, man.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that he would even say that. And then, can you try to find the story about the Israeli scientist that talked about the
Ooh, this
galactic,
one's a new one. I never heard this one.
that he basically said that there's a galactic federation, and they
wow.
live underground in Mars.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like an alien. They call it the Galactic Federation.
Yeah.
And this was during Trump's first presidency, like so 2017. I think this came out.
Okay.
And basically, remember Trump established Space Force,
Yeah.
which everybody was kind of like, "Why are we doing? We don't need that, right?
Right.
Well, at least we thought at the time. We don't. You don't need something until you do, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Here we go. Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist, and Trump knows about it. Mind you, Trump is the one that started Space Force. So that kind of it adds up. A galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are. That makes so much sense because we're obviously not ready yet. I think we're getting there, but we're not. People would go into mayhem. People would go crazy.
I think that's why next year there's so many UFO movies coming out.
They got to start.
Kind of prepare us to kind of like.
It desensitizes us to the idea of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are starting to wake up a little bit. So I think they're letting it just let people keep being curious. But this is an Israeli security chief. And what were we just saying earlier? Israel seems to be in ties with everything. They know so much.
Everything, bro.
So if this is a security chief in Israel.
And obviously, whenever I say Israel, I mean like just the 1% of Israel, because I mean,
Of course.
you know, like the
We're talking
Israel
about the
in
1% in general, right?
general,
Like the
yeah.
government, like CIA.
Yeah,
It's not just all the CIA. It's like whatever's in that deep
that's
state of it, you know?
exactly.
But you have a guy, a high-ranking
This is
security chief from
interesting, okay.
Israel saying that, you know?
Yeah.
What does it say? I can't see from here. A former Israeli space security chief has sent. I can't read that.
Trying to zoom in, is not letting me.
Let me see. What does that say there, Ricky? You try to. Does he say anything new there?
Former Israeli
Into the mic. Into the mic.
Oh, sorry. So a former Israeli space security chief has sent eyebrows shooting heavenward by saying that the Earthlings have been in contact with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. The unidentified flying object has asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet.
Makes sense.
Haim Esht, former head of Israel's defense ministry space directorate,
something.
told Israel's I don't even know that
Newspaper.
one. Yeah, newspaper. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday and gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. A respect professor and retired general, Esht, said the aliens are equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. So you're telling me that they don't even know they're so much more advanced than we are, you know what I'm saying? So, and they don't even know the universe.
To the full extent.
To the full extent.
Because maybe they're just another.
That's crazy.
They're just like one level up above, like let's say 5 levels up above us, right?
Right.
But what they're probably trying to figure out what's 20 levels above them. Like,
yeah.
And at that point, I mean, you can God.
That's
what
it.
is the universe?
Yeah.
Like, what is beyond this?
Yeah, man. It's like,
from what it seems like, you know. And
that's what it all boils down to. I think
it goes that deep. And saying that Trump knows about it, Trump started Space Force.
Yeah, that's
interesting stuff, man.
But I don't know why Trump be like, what's it called? And like he be saying like he doesn't even believe in that.
And during this run now, he's been saying that he's heard things, but that he doesn't want to get into it.
Yeah,
that's what we can't know yet.
Yeah.
Was it a sheet? Is that a sheet?
Yeah, had been signed between species, including
an underground base in the depths of Mars.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there has been some stuff coming out about Mars that's
where there are American astronauts and alien representatives.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do we have things out there secretly working? I do believe that they think like, hey, like clearly they're not showing themselves to us. I do think they're like, hey, like humans are not ready, bro.
No,
we were fighting over toilet paper during COVID.
I mean, bro, if people are still getting grossed out with like fucking, animals like rats and shit like that,
see,
you know
there's
what
an
I'm saying? They're
agreement.
not gonna be able to look at an alien.
Imagine being freaked out.
And
That shatters your whole worldview.
And from what, like, I don't know how consistent this is, but they say every alien or like most aliens that you come across, they smell bad.
Yeah.
Because look what happened with that
In moments
James
of
Fox.
contact in
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
That guy died.
Because remember,
Oh,
and then-
in Brazil, he died.
Yeah, because he was in the military. Him and this guy were in the car.
Yeah.
They hit him in the car.
Yeah.
Because he just jumped in front of it. The partner picks him up. He's carrying him. He put him in the back seat.
And he died.
And he died. And they faked his records. And they never told the family how he died.
but it was like
That's
his skin. It
fucked.
was like a skin infection. 'Cause
No,
remember-
Actually, no. Wait, no. Because at first he got really sick.
Yeah.
But and then they found some like because they didn't know what was causing it.
Yeah.
But then his body started to kind of
Decompose.
no
deteriorate.
No. Remember, he was actually getting healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
Okay.
he was getting like healthy again. But then I think they like killed him.
Oh yeah, I gotta rewatch.
Was it the
movie.
radiation from the?
Because
no,
these things are
now
from-
I remember because it was like he was in the hospital. He was really sick, and they didn't know what was causing. It was like some weird germ or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he started to get back to normal again because his body.
So it was fighting. He was
What's the
getting
word?
healthier.
What's the word?
Is immune?
No, like when you adapt, like his,
His body.
Oh,
started
wow,
adapting
wow.
to that weird. But then I think they ended up killing him and lied.
Oh,
family.
shit.
It's where it gets a little shady.
Okay.
I think you have to watch the movie. The what's it
Moment
called?
of contact. Because
Moment of
remember,
contact.
they
Okay.
said that the alien smelled.
Okay.
Because remember, it's from a different freaking
and it was
atmosphere.
like it was like
Yeah.
a really bad smell. And the movie, the doctors.
What is
How
that?
would the
Because-
skin
because
be if that
there's-
thing is never on Earth? So what is it like exposing to?
Yes.
Is it a different planet or space or it's like
That's
apparently it's a very smelly,
interesting.
like moist
Yeah,
skin.
When the military took him to the hospital, the that weird alien,
Yeah.
they said that how the hospital smelled. Like
Yeah,
for
it
weeks.
reeked. It reeked the whole hospital. Nobody was able to go in for a while.
Because of the smell. And when they took him to the hospital, they didn't take out the body bag. They had to do X-rays through the body bag.
Yeah,
Damn.
remember
Because they didn't
it
want
was
to
a
touch
stench,
it.
and it was
No,
a
they
stench.
didn't want no one seeing it.
Oh, they don't. Oh, okay.
They-
Okay.
they
It's
didn't
a
want-
very good
yeah.
documentary. Very good.
Moment of contact.
documentary.
I
Try
want
to
to
pull
see
up the
this.
trailer. We'll
yeah,
watch the
yeah,
trailer.
yeah.
But dude, it's shit like that. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like,
Oh, definitely, bro. Like, I just would want to know. Like, I just want to know. I think we don't even know like 10% of what they could
So
do
much,
or
man.
what they're what
they communicate telepathically.
But what is their what is their like I just said the word earlier today. Like what is their purpose?
Yeah.
Like what you know what I'm saying? They
And I
have to
wonder
have a
that's
purpose.
and this guy, that scientist saying like they're trying to figure out the universe. They probably
Yeah.
want to work together.
1996,
Maybe that's where AI
people
comes
of
in.
Varginha, Brazil,
You never know.
witnessed a UFO event that would change their lives.
1996.
What was crazy?
That's when I was born.
Yeah, what was crazy is that they're so poor. These people, you know what I'm saying? And to see this was like
They have no
fuck.
benefit for
Well,
life.
Exactly.
Actually, wait, was it this movie? When the guy said that he saw a UFO crash?
Yeah, this is. it
Yeah,
was in
so
Brazil.
I'm gonna play the trailer now, but yeah, so the guy was telling the story in the movie where he saw a UFO literally crash into the field,
Right.
and it just it crashed into the field, fire, it blew up, whatever.
Yeah.
And when he saw the metal, you can like bend it.
Yes.
Like-
Yes.
Like he bent the metal, whatever.
And it goes right back into
And
place.
it goes right back into place.
And-
yeah.
and it
it's
came out-
soft, right? Like you
It's like
can
frog.
crunch
He
it.
said it's
Yeah.
like frog
Yeah,
skin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and funny enough, and when they went back there, how the whole area was different. How the government even changed the grass, the way it looked. They hit it perfectly,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
and the guy started breaking down, crying, talking
he
about
saw it, man.
Shit.
Dude, it's a
yeah.
regular dude. Yeah, they got a
There's a
monument
crash
and everything over there.
Yeah,
that had beings on board.
Mas que eles não poderiam admitir a verdade. A população ia entrar em colapso.
Population would collapse.
Yeah.
It's true.
Finally, the facts will be revealed.
It's a great movie.
The Virginia case is considered the most well-kept secret
Yeah.
in the military circles of Brazil.
My objective here is
I mean, they have a statue.
Yeah, but the Brazilian military called the United States.
Yep.
Government,
And the whole.
they showed up. I was like,
You would have to. It's not like the whole city's lying. You know what I mean?
yeah.
The whole city knows about it.
But how crazy is that, bro? Like you have to call the United States to fucking take care of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta watch this. This is a good one.
Oh, I'm gonna
Strange
watch this
creature,
definitely.
This is a good one. That's what they saw.
Wow.
A lot of people in this town have a little piece of
Yeah, and the UFO was actually flying over the town trying to find their
It was like
people.
it was like a rescue mission.
serious?
It was
It was like a rescue
yeah, like
mission.
that's why everyone saw it because they see a light and they were trying to find the
Oh,
missing
that
people.
is crazy.
and they started paying off a bunch of people and like threatening people.
Oh wow, I didn't even know. Like I only saw like
Yeah, you
Oh,
see
I
the
didn't see a
ICU.
documentary like this, bro.
This can no longer be covered up.
They might shoot us because we're on the property.
That's the guy right there. They're gonna shoot him.
Yeah, you see, he won't talk.
This can't be denied.
Bateram na porta. E aí eles falaram pra mim.
Ficar quieto. Se qualquer que iria sofrer uma punição muito
Yeah, he's
severa.
threatening people
Yeah.
to stay quiet.
It'll be the most compelling testimony revealed.
Yeah, it was very messy. It was a messy.
Yeah.
This is a level of confirmation that only a handful of
The
people
guy's
on this
crying,
planet
man.
have.
That's real emotion. You can
Yeah,
tell.
like that.
Oh, yeah, no,
if
definitely,
that guy's
bro.
lying, then give him a fucking Oscar.
Yeah,
No,
for real.
that's real emotion. That's real emotion. You can tell.
Yeah, bro, because it's whenever you see something like that,
profound,
yeah,
man.
bro, whenever you see something like that, it's fucking
You're never the
different.
same.
Yeah. That's
a great
why
documentary.
that's why I believe that kid like from LA, bro, like
In
it's,
Vegas,
it's,
the
it's-
Vegas kid, right?
or the Vegas,
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah.
Oh, that's the one you told me with the suitcase thing.
The what?
Nah, he called
Which
the
one?
cops. Like he
Oh, no,
That's
literally,
the
that's
Vegas
different
case. Yeah,
he
the
literally
Vegas case.
called the cops and he goes, "Listen, I know this is gonna sound crazy." He goes, "But could you please send a cop over here?" He
Yeah.
goes, "We have 10." He goes 8 foot to 10
Oh,
foot
that
aliens.
one, that one. Yeah.
And
I
like
remember
they
now.
like he goes, bro, like it's just how he was speaking to the
Mm-hmm.
lady. Like he was like, he goes, "I know it sounds crazy." He goes, "But could you please just send someone
But
over
I don't know
here?"
because
You know what I'm
then
saying?
when they went back to him, remember that news was it called News Nation or something?
Yeah, it just things weren't adding up.
The thing is, I don't know, like, because when what's that channel called? It was a News Nation.
News
or-
Nation, yeah.
Yeah.
They went back and talked to him, and he sounded like really bad. Like he didn't really like making sense. He wasn't really making sense.
Kinda, it seemed like he
Yeah.
was making stuff up on the
Yeah.
second time around, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know which one is weird too? And I can't even say it's aliens. I don't know what it is. The thing that happened in Bayside last year.
yeah. That one I took more as like a.
But what do you?
People were
I don't
trying to
think.
make it
I don't think
something
it's an
that it
alien
was.
thing. But why were all
something
like
happened.
the entire
Police
Miami
force
police force
was
showed
there.
up at Bayside and they never said anything. of it.
Well, they said that it was young kids fighting, but
It,
I don't know.
You-
I
did you
don't
see the
know.
footage of how many
didn't see-
cops?
I didn't see that
Gotta
much
find
kids fighting.
And it was like an
Like, that I
army
could
of
tell you.
police cars
Yeah, like-
surrounding Bayside.
I've never seen. That's something that I could tell you. I've never seen for a group of kids,
Teenagers
like,
fighting.
50 kids. A whole fucking precinct is gonna fucking come to a mall. Like I just don't. I don't see that.
You see, like,
Like I don't.
and
see
for
it.
whatever reason, it was like people were saying aliens, but it's I don't. I'm not saying it was aliens, right? But
But
why were there so many
it
cops
could
there?
Be. It
man,
could
look at all those
be.
people running and like there was a lot of cops.
It was like a whole.
Yeah. See. But see. That's not.
Yeah, but that's a different area. That's
But-
not even where it was, like.
But that's what I was gonna say. But like let's just say 100.
Yeah, look at all the cops. No, wait, those are
Look at all those
look at all
cops.
those cops. You tell me for a couple of kids fighting, dude, when there's riots
That's what
in
I
the
was
street,
saying.
That's blocking off the
when
whole
there's when
thing.
there's
The whole
riots,
thing.
like
the whole
come
thing.
on,
And that's something that was throwing me off too, because
Look at all those
I
cops
was
that are
like
still showing up.
I was like for let's say 200 kids even.
Yeah.
A whole precinct's not gonna come. Like,
Look at
you know
that!
what I'm
Like
saying?
they literally
People
blocked
running
off
away.
Because what was the theory that it crashed in the water?
I don't know.
Like something
I don't-
it,
I don't
it
know
might
the
have
theory,
crashed
yeah.
in the water
At
or
Bayside,
something.
dude.
that was insane.
Can you imagine you're at Bayside having some Fat
Dude.
Tuesdays and you see a fucking UFO? That's my dream.
Yo,
I
mean,
wish.
If I,
I
was
can see
there,
that.
if I was
It
there,
depends. It depends though. Like what aliens are we talking
No,
about
no,
here?
but-
Like
I don't
if
care
it's
what it is.
ET, I don't mind.
Be
You know
my
what I'm saying?
buddy and take me away.
because
Bro.
there's a rumor that there's aliens that have like battle armor and they're like not good.
They kind of were saying that. They were
Yeah.
kind of saying like it would come like let's say
Shapeshifters?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it would come in and out of reality. Like it almost looked
Ghost-like.
it almost looked like they were holographic, but they would come in and out.
That's scary,
of
dude.
reality. Like
Dude.
imagine something running at you, but it's
Yeah,
coming
like a spirit or something, like a ghost.
Like that's crazy.
Dude, that many police
Dude,
cars.
if I
though?
was there and I hear people saying alien, I'm not running away. I'm like, where's this
going
fucking?
running
It's
towards
like, where's this
it.
fucking-
Yeah, I already
you
know.
know, when Spider-Man
phone
went
is
to
out.
movie-
Phone is out.
If
Like,
phone
where's
is
this
out,
fucker?
bro. Hopefully, we would have the cameras
on,
with us at
I'd be
that
like
point.
that.
Come on,
Fuck
Secret
that.
Service, come on, Man in Black. You ain't stopping me.
You know
Hell
that scene
yeah, bro.
in Spider-Man 2 when Toby's running and he pulls the Spider-Man suit and he's running towards the action?
Oh yeah,
That's the vibe.
I would definitely. I would probably be with you guys. Like I would go
The three
towards
of us,
it.
the three of us running into the.
I would go towards it.
And if I have my gun on me, fuck it.
Oh, you're locked and loaded, bro.
Self-defense if I have to. Come on.
But you know,
Yeah,
my
no.
thing is though, like, let's say they're like, no, it wasn't aliens. Okay, then what was it?
They never said.
It was never talked about again. And
Dude,
when
I
something
can't
like that
even-
happens
yeah.
and it's never talked about again, you're telling me all those cops and we don't know?
Although there was that what's it called that one image where
Yeah, see, like the alien, like the.
yeah, you saw that, right? Like it was almost like a green
Where in.
like this thing, like the Bayside. Like
It was like in the footage, the surveillance
yeah,
footage?
the cops are kind of surrounding it, and then you see this thing walking like this, like, and it's literally
I
like.
think I saw
Now
that too.
I don't know if it's two guys walking together or if it's one
That's a lot
entity.
of cops. So look, see, I think it's the video right here.
That's it. Yep. See that? Like, come on, bro. Is that like? Look how big that thing is. Like, how big is that? Or it could be two people
Dude,
walking.
I hate that we're in 2025 and we still have these blurry fucking cameras.
I know.
Is there,
for real.
put a random video there, like, is there anything else that people have heard? Try to find,
See, but like, there's clearly like they're circling someone here.
But doesn't that look like a big thing? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like
No,
thing.
that's definitely not a cop. That's not a cop.
Right?
That's like one something
thing,
there.
right? Doesn't it look
Yeah,
like
you see, look
one
at the- look-
huge thing? Like
Police
that's-
statement, of course.
there are no aliens, UFOs, or ETs, no airports were closed, no power outages. Then what was it, though? When you don't have an answer, that means you're hiding something.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
I have never seen that many cops show up for anything like that.
And
the whole precinct.
yeah. That was one thing that I thought was strange.
And then
It
no
was like-
more coverage, no more nothing.
Yeah, and then there was like there was three guys that came out like that were at the mall apparently,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was like, "Oh, I saw something crazy," and he puts out like this crazy story,
Right.
and then he comes out and then he's like, "Man, I was just fucking what's it calling with you guys?" He
That's
goes,
the
"Y'all
thing.
need to stop watching those movies and shit like that," and I just was like, "Bro, like, see, that's the problem, like with people. It's like." Don't do that. Like
who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Because then
you know?
we'll never know. And then the
Exactly.
news
But
wasn't covering
something
it.
must have happened at Bayside though, because they never said.
Put one
Listen,
of those like random videos. I know
if-
it's like a YouTuber or
if you
whatever,
were
but
if you were to like
what they say.
whenever I first heard about it, I was like, oh shit, like I was going in. I was like, dude, like there's something going on, you know what I'm saying?
I thought that was the moment where we're gonna.
I thought that
Miami.
I know.
was gonna
I
be
thought
the
so
one to
too.
expose it.
I thought so
But
too.
you know, like here in Miami though, like there's a lot of sightings. In Florida, gets a lot of sightings. There's a lot of videos.
I mean, shit, yeah.
because
I mean,
of the water.
yeah.
Because
I don't know.
See a
that.
lot of sightings
I
in
don't
the
know.
ocean.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
sightings
I
in
don't
the
know.
ocean.
Play that video. I'm
Definitely.
curious. Fuck it. It's probably not true, but let's see. Let's see what the people have to say.
Well, if you look at the movie Nope, have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, you haven't
A
seen Nope?
Jordan Peele movie.
No.
About the UFO?
It's an interesting movie.
What, like in the movie where there's like a guy, he's trying to capture it, and how he gets footage of it is not through like cameras, it's through an old school like
Film
film.
camera.
We know the ones like that you have to like turn.
Yeah.
And in a way, I kind of see that like.
Because they can jam tech.
Yeah, because they can jam our tech.
Yeah.
So the only way to actually get footage of them is through like a film can, like an old school
Yeah,
film.
it has to be something
it's not
that's
tech,
not.
it's-
Yeah,
it's-
it's not electronic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
you
I'm saying?
know.
It has to be something.
Let's see.
yeah.
Let's see this video. I'm curious. Put the audio up on there.
Oh, this is interesting.
The Miami police have been forced to take to social media to respond to these stories about the Miami aliens. And let me tell you
There's
right
no
now,
more
Roy,
coverage on it.
this is extra suspicious because they deny that there were ever any aliens in Miami. And you know as
And
well
the
as
fact
I
that they even
do
said that, they
Don't
said that
believe
there's
me.
no
that,
aliens.
that if there were aliens, this is exactly what the Miami police would say.
Damn right.
Cocaine's.
All right, guys. So just to address a few clips that are going viral on social media right now.
And the way
First,
they
our
do it.
response to that big incident in Bayside Marketplace. What happened was there was about 50 or more juveniles that were shooting fireworks at people. There was also some looting going on. So officers that were on that scene.
Yeah,
were
but
having a
that
little bit
much
of trouble containing
cops
it,
for
so they
that?
called
Like,
what is
you
called
don't
the citywide
need
3,
that.
which every officer in
That's
the city
overkill.
Look
That's why you saw
that's
so
like
much police
like look at
presence
many. Look at
for
that.
cop to contain
Look
that
at
crowd.
that.
There is now video going viral of 8 to 10 foot aliens walking around.
Put that next
Bayside.
video right there.
Doesn't that
just
look
a
like a fucking
person
huge
walking with a
alien, though? Like, literally.
It doesn't make sense, dude.
And
This is the Dan
I follow
Lebertard
him
show.
on Instagram and social media platforms. He
Hey, what is
has
this?
They talk
really
about it.
opened the eyes of many to UAPs,
Oh my
which
God, that-
previously called UFOs, and he's got tremendous footage. And most recently, we played it earlier in the show, the UAP that was flying over the Persian Gulf. That may or may not have been a camera smudge. Who knows? But there were thermal videos, and this thing appeared to keep changing color. And Jeremy, I'm being told that you have more video dropping today of the Persian Gulf UAP.
Yeah, a little bit of that was conflated.
Are you
and I
on
want to
this
address
show?
the camera smudge thing.
This is a while ago, I
I
think, right?
initially released through
How
the
long is
series
this?
UFO Revolution.
I just want to see what they say
that
about the
I did
Miami
with
stuff.
Tubi,
minutes.
This first set of video.
Skim through because this is that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And by the way, you
the
can actually
squid,
see it
the
rotate.
squid.
Yeah.
Gulf.
I just want to see what he says about Miami
Locked
because
down, it was confiscated.
I mean,
Little
that is
portions trying to
crazy.
be more and more locking down on what the American public can see. But ponderance, the weight, but we do.
That was fake.
Rock.
wow.
What the fuck is that?
Like a class.
Oh, yeah, they
Skip
flew
through
this.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
No,
When they
that's
talk about
the
Miami, that's what I want to
Thing
see.
that was a big deal in Miami, where
There you go.
50 police officers are
More
chasing
than that.
around what
Look
looked
at that,
like
dude.
an alien or a teenager with a shadow, a substance.
Was it by the water?
Is this one of those kook things that arrives across your desk, or does it have any veracity?
Yeah. So none of it is kook stuff. What you're seeing is not anything to do with UFOs, aliens, anything like that. But what you're seeing is in popular culture,
It's
people
Florida.
are so interested in this. It shows such this just
know, man.
veracity. This
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cops, bro. That's a lot of cops.
You only
They
see that many
never-
cops. It's like fucking
But no,
Trump
that
driving through
event-
there.
And they never
within
talked
2
about it again.
minutes,
Yeah.
you could go on and understand that was
Yo, but did you?
orchestrated
But
deception,
the
campaign by ourselves, just by people.
That's a
um,
lot of
posting stuff
cops, though,
that
man.
is
Unless they thought it was like a
but the
shooting or
Vegas
something.
one.
Look,
Did
got
you see
evidence
like?
of it.
Did you see like how they kind of like look at the shadows of the alien? Apparently, there was the alien like that was while they're going into their backyard.
Yeah.
It was like right towards the right and shit like that.
I dove deep
And
on
you
that,
see
but
you see like kind of like the
I don't
shade
know.
or
I
something.
don't
like
really
that.
it's just
buy
not
that
enough.
story.
It's just not
Yeah, I
enough for
know.
me. Like
I
I
know.
want to
I
believe
know.
them, but
I have to see one. I have to see one like visually. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? For me to be like, oh,
And
okay,
what
some
sucks-
good ones.
And what sucks is that they have the footage. They have it. They have 4K like
Yeah.
perfect 8K footage.
try
you
to
know?
find the one. It was like in Colombia. That pilot that if
Oh,
one
yeah,
flew by
yeah,
him. That
yeah.
one looks pretty fucking real, man.
No,
Yeah.
no, that one was real because that you can't fake that.
I
It
mean,
looked
you
really
could
real.
fake it,
The-
but
the-
like Colombia pilot UFO or something. I don't know.
the Cabello one was that's just
And it looked
legit.
just like that one.
That's just legit.
well, even the,
looked just
the Jimmy Fallon was kind of like,
yeah,
like,
Is that real?
Yeah,
for
like,
real, for real.
And how fast it flew.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, no, that was
sound.
legit.
She only realized after.
Also,
know.
also
No,
the
but she said after, like, then she saw like it was that one and 2 more coming all towards the mountain.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
It's fucking nuts, dude. That's the one.
Oh yeah,
Look at this. Look how fast
Off the
this thing
short, I
went.
can't like.
That's fine. It's gonna come out right now.
Okay, I can't.
It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. And
See, he's watching it.
Look
for
at that, bam! Look at that.
That's
What?
real. You can tell because the way look how it's rotating.
Oh my gosh,
rotating.
bro.
they say that's how they fly too.
Oh, let
Like
me find
it flies like
find,
with
a
its belly
full
up.
Screen.
that is insane.
Well, you never that one I told you about came out not that long ago. It happened in I think it was in Fort Lauderdale or something. Like they were flying in the
Yeah.
private jet, and the flight attendant, the pilot's like, "Hey, like what is that in the sky? Like these
Yeah.
these orbs. It's like this
Yeah,
white
dude.
orb."
Yeah.
I came out like a couple months ago.
But it's just
That was the-
hard.
That was a
man.
new
It's like-
sighting. That was a-
Yeah.
oh,
and this lady
shit.
too. This lady
I
was
forgot about her.
was recording off like when you're sitting by the window in the plane.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was leaving New York.
And she was just like recording a video of the city.
Yeah.
And a UFO
Yo, put that one on. Put it. Yeah.
It was like a cigar
What did you
shape.
do with the video, and did you reach out to authorities to share it with them?
Thank you for having me. And when I realized that,
Look at that.
Wow, look at that.
She just caught it.
Oh, bro, look at
like
that.
this on the video, the first thing
I should show you how they're literally just
Dude,
flying
that's
around.
a big ship.
It just flew quick.
Bro, that is a fucking big ship.
Yeah, when you see
Think about it like this.
what I
Think about it
saw,
like
and
this.
maybe-
Whenever you look down at the like houses or what, bro,
city.
look how big that is compared to a house. You know what I'm saying?
And look at
compared
the
to
shape
one
of
house.
it too. Look at the shape.
Should I see? Oh, it doesn't show like the full video.
Dude, that's so
when you
fucking
watch the
crazy.
actual like normal video,
That's so awesome.
yeah, and no, there's a bunch of other of videos of pilots of the radio, and they're like, man, like how something flew, like I think under their plane.
Yeah.
Or it was like over, and it was like a military plane, and they're like, it's like something just flew.
And they don't know what it is.
No.
Yeah,
They don't know what it is.
And, but it was like it was on them, like it almost could have crashed into them.
It's crazy, dude.
See, there.
Yeah, we definitely have aliens. I mean, that's not a.
It's a matter of
You know what I'm
now.
saying?
Are they going to release it or not?
No, I want to see. I just want to see an alien. That's it. Like, just show me an alien, bro.
Bayside.
Yeah,
this is the
bro.
one. Well, this is not the actual video. It's like a 3D animation of
what happened. Yeah.
But this is how what the pilots.
Yo, that thing came kind of close.
See.
Put that up a little bit. Yeah.
Troy 2-1, go ahead.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath my wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Do you think it was a drone or?
I have no idea. I got my sensor operator looking for it on the camera.
Dude, like, how close was that?
It's like a dark gray cylindrical object, and it was probably the size of a football, and it passed maybe 10 feet under our right wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Thank you for the report. Keep me advised if you find anything else out.
Yeah,
We're looking for it now.
You see, like, where's the camera footage?
And okay, correction. LA Center, Troy 2-1. We got something on air-to-air radar. We're trying to get visual on it.
Troy 2-1, Roger.
41 seconds later.
Send help. Or she fucked.
LA Center 094 bearing from us for about 60 miles is where it is now.
Troy 2-1, say again.
094 bearing from us about 60 miles away is where we're picking it up now.
LA 15,
Troy 2-1, Roger, thank you.
All right. This guy was stopped at 14 for him because we were busy. There was some UFO reported here, but that's all taken care of now, so you don't have to worry about it unless you want to talk to Aaron. It was earlier, but it's gone.
You see how they get about it though? Like
I mean,
they
I
get
have
weird.
to worry about it, but I am plenty worried about it. This is where I call in Ben Hansen to help me make heads or tails of this. Ben is a former FBI special agent and host of UFO Witness on Discovery Plus. He managed to secure that recording that you just heard because it was not made available to the public.
Of course.
Ben, what is your take?
This is a really interesting case. It was actually the air traffic controller who reported it to the National UFO Reporting Center, or NUFORC. So NUFORC is actually cited in the FAA regs as one of the places where pilots can go to make reports. So first, we want to thank the controller for reporting it. And
Like,
also
look how
for the
close,
pilots.
bro.
This
That could
was
have been
a
it.
Homeland
That
Security
you know what I'm
flight,
saying?
actually. So
Imagine
they
it
were
hits
on,
that wing of the
That's the
plane,
thing,
bro.
like, they
I
know
don't
what they're
wanna say
doing.
Covert, but they were on a mission, probably doing drug interdiction or something like that. And they're flying along, and they see this thing. So very experienced pilots. Now, this particular aircraft too is a
I think it's
Beechcraft
military too.
350C,
These
which
are military people. They're
they've
not like
converted
idiots.
to include a very sensitive and complex radar array. So you see that dome on the top of it. It's actually there to track, drug traffickers and things like that. So when they call this thing in, this is about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's September 17th of last year. It's broad daylight. They got a good look at this thing, cylindrical, dark object that passes underneath their wings so close. So, I mean, obviously you can see there's big problems with that happening in controlled airspace like they were, and they weren't notified of any air traffic that was supposed to be in the area.
So the animation, by the way, it's so realistic. I was caught off guard. Was that sort of made with the help of those who witnessed it so that it's as accurate as it can be?
Well, in this case, my team has not spoken with the crew, as you can imagine, because the sensitivity of probably what they were doing on this mission, it wouldn't benefit them to come forward to talk to the public quite yet. We'd encourage it, yes, but this was our rendering of just based on the audio that we had. It's a guess, right? That object could have gone underneath from left to right, forward to back. We don't know, but we do know their description is pretty exact.
I'm also sort of gobsmacked by 20,000 feet because I don't think that ground-controlled, unmanned flights can operate at that altitude. Call me crazy. I think at one point they asked if it was a drone. What's the word on the possibility of some kind of a drone activity?
I don't think that was a drone,
it could
man.
be. It'd be very rare, but hobby drones
That
can
high?
go that high. Obviously, military
Right?
can as well. This occurred near what we call military operations area, but
Wait,
it was
in that
not
shape?
in that airspace.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
see, not in that airspace
Anyone
either.
who was
Not in
flying
that
something
airspace?
to test a commercial type of drone or something would have had to call in. Now, the other thing that's very interesting about this is you hear them call out what they believe they're tracking this object about 60 miles away because they've got their own airborne radar. And the pilot calls back to air traffic control, says, we think we have it. Now, debatable whether their radar array could see something this small at 60 miles. But if true, within the 2 minutes when they called back, that would place this object going about Mach 2. Okay, so from them to gain that much distance in that amount of time. So that would absolutely, in my opinion, eliminate any prosaic explanation of a drone or anything of that nature.
Thanks for
Mach 2. Mach 2. Isn't it like Mach 1 like 600 or 700 miles an hour?
I think so. Google, how fast is Mach speed?
Yeah.
No, not the shoe.
Oh, right there, Mach 2.
Oh,
1,480 miles per hour.
So,
okay, refers to an aircraft traveling to the twice the speed of sound.
Holy, bro.
That's fast.
That's super fast.
Twice the speed of sound. 1,480 miles per hour. That's how fast that little thing was going.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Who knows, man?
Oh, bro. I mean, that has to be something. The whole thing is
buy the shoes.
We know.
You buy the shoes. You can run that fast. If you buy those shoes.
It's the sneakers that make it. That's the secret.
If you buy those shoes, you can run that fast.
That's what the aliens were wearing at Bayside.
So it's like it's more like we know they exist. Now we just want to know like
reveal thyself.
What do they look like?
That's it.
What do they look like?
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Are there thick aliens?
No, but
Are
and
there
their
thin
and
aliens?
their tech. Like what's?
Well, I mean, we had to reverse engineer it. You know what I'm saying?
And are they
'Cause
submerging from the
wouldn't know.
ocean? Where are they coming from?
I think
they're here.
Dude,
Underground,
I could swear. I could swear.
Try to
it could
find the
be
one
under
underwater.
the
We never
ocean.
found that one.
I think it's under the ocean and the Antarctica.
Yeah, I think they can go anywhere, but they're like deep under. Dude,
Yeah.
the ocean
Maybe
is what,
even
70%?
mountains. Maybe even mountains.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
But the ocean is under like what, 70% undiscovered? More maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And these things apparently can go deep underwater.
Deep underwater.
Submarines have reported seeing things the size twice. Like 2 football fields. 2 football fields underwater, and they don't know what it is. They see it. These submarines.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I honestly I haven't heard or I haven't seen any documentations or documentaries in general stating of submarines viewing stuff. But if you know, I would like to see it.
Yeah, dude. Let me see if
Can't find it.
Don't put 2024 though. Just put UFO underwater. Corbell.
I remember this one. I remember the Pentagon.
Yeah,
this
that was the big one.
Yeah, that was the whole thing of it coming out of the water and it shot up into space.
There it is.
This one?
Yeah. You can you can turn off the audio on that. We don't need to. See, it's like a
going back
military
and forth.
camera. It's like hovering back and forth because apparently these things, they have a big ship underwater, and apparently they again, it's some sort of magnetic.
Yeah, it just I guess it has to get into that right.
It's going.
It looks like it's about to hit the water.
And
it went in.
Submerged.
Holy shit.
So if they move through these magnetic kind of with this
the hair.
magnetic technology, right? So I would
guy's hair.
imagine it's like finding its base.
Yeah.
And then it just finds it, just submerges.
And
That's
they
what I
might
think.
Have, like, I want to see like what type of weapons they have. Is it like those like Star Wars like
What
like
is that?
laser
That,
guns?
that's clickbait, right? Jeremy Corbell,
Oh, yeah,
new
this one.
UFO video.
That's the one we just
spherical.
saw, but they're just
Yeah.
using a really
Oh,
good
okay.
thumbnail.
That's a good thumbnail. That's a good
Yeah, that's why they got
That's the
what
hook,
1
that's the
point
hook.
something million views.
That
That's the
is
fucking thumbnail.
That's the hook. That's the hook.
That's the hook right there.
We'll see, man. I'm hoping. I
Fucking
do
aliens.
think stuff is gonna come out, but it's gonna take time. It's coming though.
Hopefully Trump
Yeah.
will be the one to.
I mean, he released the JFK stuff. Next is the
What-
UFOs.
yeah, which I love. I mean, he's doing. He's.
No,
I
he's
hope
do
that-
Epstein,
pulling
bro.
that
But I
off
know
and
they won't
stop.
do it. I know
Epstein's
they're
too
not gonna
big.
do it.
I
It's too
feel
big.
like
Epstein's
yeah.
There's too many
the
powerful
names are too
people.
big.
Yeah,
It's against
yeah.
society. What are you gonna do? You're gonna arrest the Prince of Saudi Arabia?
Fuck it, bro. They should have
We need
arrested.
Batman.
I'm
They
not
sh-
saying
we
I
need
don't know if he.
Batman.
I don't
That's
know
what
if
we
the
need.
Prince of Saudi Arabia
They should have
is part of
arrested.
that.
What's he really want with Batman?
We need Batman to hack into the system.
We need a vigilante.
We need
Yeah,
a-
honestly,
You know what,
that's the only
Ricky?
way.
Yeah.
It's you,
No, I'm more of a comedy guy. You know
I'll
what
make
I'm
people
saying?
laugh.
bro. Put on a costume.
I don't
Start
fit
fighting.
it.
Start.
But I
fighting-
don't fit Bruce Wayne, bro. Like I'm
But
fucking Latin as hell.
it's crazy though because it's like they're too. It's the names of these people are too big.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
I
what would you do?
agree.
You can't
I-
arrest them. They own the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So society, there would be like a revolution. Basically, people would be
Yeah.
like, "Why are we?"
There
would be a revolution,
There's
and-
no way because, bro, like the Rockefellers and like those families, bro. Like
biggest
they're the
people in the world.
biggest people.
They own everything.
Yeah, and they control the fucking world. So like they can't. What are you gonna do if you arrest all of them? Who's gonna be the new top dog?
And they're not
You know
gonna
what
get
I'm
arrested.
saying?
They own the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
So
And it's
what
gonna
would
happen again
It would
anyway.
lead,
Yeah.
and it would lead to
I would love to
revolution.
see it. I would love to see it.
It's something
You know what I'm
that
saying?
people fight.
It sucks. It
That's not gonna.
and it's shady.
I
but
don't think it
it's,
will.
it's something
I don't
that would never go away.
You don't think so?
That the whole pedophilia. It's
The
it's,
corruption of
the
power
corrup-
that's
I
been
know.
going on
It's,
for
like,
decades.
yeah,
I know.
it's always going to be there.
Yeah,
That-
it is.
That's
It
just
is.
how we are as humans.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's like fuck, man.
As humans, that's their problem.
Yeah, I would love to
Until
see
the
everything be
UFOs come out.
fucking utopia. You know what I'm saying? I would love it to be
Yeah.
a utopia, and but it's never gonna happen. I think that if they do, it's gonna be it'll be higher names, but it's not gonna be a lot.
Man, but
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they have to cut it off. They have to sacrifice a few just to
like Diddy.
Like
kind
Diddy.
of appease
Look at
people.
Diddy.
Yes.
Jay-Z's happening
Yeah.
now too. Now
Yeah.
Jay-Z are trying to
Like a
take him
P
out.
Diddy. Yeah, they're like, all right.
Yeah.
But you
You're
think they're
done,
gonna
but-
say who was at a P Diddy party? No.
No.
I mean, we can
No.
all
especially
we all know
if they're huge, you know what I'm saying, huge political status type shit.
It's
you know
just
what I'm saying?
society. It's very similar to the UFO thing. Like
Yeah.
society would collapse.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
because
I think society definitely would, but see, that's where it's like we gotta fucking bro.
We got to revolt.
We do, but bro,
He's leading
bro, I really am. I mean, I'm over here telling
got the
everybody.
shirt on
you know,
everything
yeah,
already,
I
bro.
really
We be
am.
the people.
America, bro. You know what
No,
I'm
but I
saying?
mean, it's true. But everybody's just worried about paying their bills, raising their kids. and-
exactly
We
to
gotta
get
break the
everybody on,
matrix. We
yeah,
gotta break
to
the
get everybody on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're
Aliens.
so caught in
In
the
every
system.
days, yeah,
It's the system that they
Yeah.
created.
yeah. And we spoke about this the first time that I met him, bro. Like the first time that I met Justin, bro. And then we were talking about Joe Rogan. We went from Joe Rogan to aliens. It was kind of
government,
yeah,
same
bro.
shit.
Same shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's today we went in deep. You know
I
what
love
I'm saying?
it.
But
I
I
like
still
it.
feel like we didn't fucking even break
There's so
the
much
tip of-
to-
yeah,
there's so much.
I just want to know what about these fucking aliens,
I
dude.
know,
You
dude.
know what I'm saying?
I know.
What?
what do they look like? I want to know.
That's
what,
it.
Or
That's
are they
it.
The thing is,
are
there's
they
different-
actually childlike? Are they our size?
Yeah, like
You
the
know?
one in Brazil, bro. Apparently they were fucking 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
were
there's
nothing.
different types,
You can
though.
just
Like,
kick them.
there's some that
And they look like freaking little devil demons.
But that's the
from what
thing.
they
And,
said.
and there's
those are
different
probably,
types of aliens, though.
Those are probably little minions that they send out.
Yeah.
and the big real ones are
Because
know,
apparently
Yes.
there's some that have landed and have been out of their ship and everything, and they said that they're tall, they have armor on,
Yes,
and they
yeah,
have
yeah.
their lips are super super thin, and they kind of compared it to Egyptian armor, they have this so that's probably the higher
level.
What do you guys
race of those aliens?
What do you guys think about what was that alien called again? It was a book was made. It was called Visitor at the Pentagon or something like that. Valiant Thor. Have you ever heard of that? So basically, Valiant Thor. Look it up. They have they even have a picture of the guy apparently.
Alien?
Yeah, he's an alien. He looks like a human.
Oh, it's kind of like that reptilian theory. Have you heard about that one?
Oh yeah,
that it was shapeshifters and shit.
Shape-shifting
And like people in the government are actually like reptilians and shit.
So Valiant Thor.
That might not be that crazy. Who knows?
So yeah, Valiant Thor. But like
Pentagon alien.
But if you actually look it up on Google or whatever, it'll show you like the whole spiel of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, apparently he came to the United States, and he spoke with the president, and he was offering. You know, he asked
Okay, yeah, I think that's what
You
we were
heard
talking about
about-
earlier.
yeah.
that he went to
That was it,
Brought
yeah.
to the Pentagon.
Okay.
Virginia, isn't that where you were
Yeah.
driving?
Yeah. That was it.
That was where you were driving, right?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Probably him.
Maybe you're Valiant Thor.
He just changes
In
shape.
a past life. In a
He
past
just
life.
changes shape right here.
You shapeshift on the podcast.
On the podcast.
That's how this podcast gets big.
Yo, are
Hey,
you
Ricky's a
kidding me?
shapeshifter, and that's how we get our big break.
Yo, I would fucking like if I had that power, bro. I would be making us billions right now. Yeah, bro.
Shape-shifting back and forth.
That's it. I'd be like, put me in a circus, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Vice President Nixon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh
apparently,
wait, and this is the guy that went
Eisenhower.
missing.
President now Eisenhower.
Dude,
Also, it's all connecting. Wait a minute,
you
let's break
see-
it down.
You see how everything
Dude, we're
kinda
figuring
like-
shit out
So
today.
maybe this guy. Okay, I'm gonna go missing for a little bit. Maybe I'll talk to this guy.
Yeah. So he
For a secret meeting.
Who was first, Eisenhower or Nixon?
I'm assuming Eisenhower, because if Nixon was vice
He
president,
was vice president.
Oh,
So-
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, because this happened.
Yeah, I think Nixon was like 70s.
Great assumption.
Huh? Yeah,
Great
I got open
assumption,
mind. Yeah.
Oh wait, it's closed. It's not that
Context
luck?
clues, baby. Context clues.
Yeah, that's how you got to do
Yeah,
it.
this happened
Thinking
in,
on my
in
feet.
1957.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1957 incident occurred 1950. according to
YouTube it. Somebody must have talked about it on like
That's
Joe
what-
Rogan or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you'll get more of the story because it's like I just can't explain it well. You know what I'm saying? Like my vocabulary is just nothing
I
compared
think
to
you're
these
doing an
fucking-
amazing job.
Thank you, man.
You saw, and you notice how I said that with a very like low voice.
Yeah,
You
I
did
know.
an amazing job.
Yeah, I was like, I felt tranquil while you said it. I was like, oh shit,
You're
okay,
doing a
thank
great
you.
job. Thank you so much. Keep talking.
Fucking soundscape voice.
I love when you talk to me like that.
Where do you say to look up what?
Just YouTube it.
Yeah,
see what comes up.
yeah, just see what they say
Joe
about
Rogan,
it.
Joe
or-
Rogan just had somebody on too talk about reptilians and shit. The reptilian
fucking
people in the
love it.
government.
I fucking love it, bro. Because I believe that.
I think you're a reptilian.
I fucking believe it, bro. I think that there's reptiles that
I
shape
think Musk
shift.
is one.
I kind of do too.
He acts like
He's
an
an
alien.
interesting
I know.
dude.
He does seem
I
like, dude, are
know.
you
I
human?
know. It's
Like,
true. It's
And
true.
how like AI stuff and space.
And he knows it so well. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like second
In just
nature
the last
to
7
him.
days, 8,368 men.
Pornhub, oh God,
Quit
bro,
Pornhub,
like,
guys.
Come on, dude.
Wait, is this actually like a Pornhub ad?
No, it's to quit.
Oh, okay.
I think.
That's a good commercial.
I don't know what it is, but we could skip this, please.
I mean, I hope it's like to say to not watch porn because that's a porn. That's crazy.
1957,
The
at 8
Wi-Fi.
o'clock in the
Oh,
morning,
this guy's pretty cool.
300-foot-long spacecraft landed in a field.
That little
south of
fish,
Alexandria,
that little fish
Virginia.
talks, and he's like annoying.
Arrived on the scene. The door of the craft slowly opened. The officers drew their
Like a
guns.
story time
not
video?
sure what to
Yeah,
expect.
it's pretty
To
dope
their
though.
surprise,
Like
out
it
walked
shit's
a
pretty accurate.
normal-looking guy. He smiled at the
I think
stunned
he's an
officers
alien.
and actually waved hello. And before the
The
policeman could say a
Y-Files.
word, the stranger said in clear English,
Wait, how many subs?
I
is
need to see the president.
4.54
9
million
months after
subs.
this
Yeah.
event, NASA was founded.
Good for him.
This is the
Goddamn.
story of what happened in between. This is the story of Valiant
life.
Thor. And if you don't know this one, hold on tight. We're going on a hell of a ride.
He offered the United apparently, right? Allegedly, he offered the United
in
States.
the fall of
He goes,
1957,
"Do you
the
want
Soviet Union
like
launched Sputnik 1
weapons?
and 2,
No,
the
no,
first
not even
man-made
weapon. He was
satellites
like,
to go
pause it,
into
pause it.
orbit.
yeah,
Oh shit.
So we don't miss it.
yeah. He was like, how he goes, if I could give you guys like prosperity throughout your whole life, you guys free energy.
Mm.
Like he offered freaking the utopia to us.
Yes.
And we said no.
I believe it.
Because we wanted capitalism.
Power.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Isn't that why they killed Nikola Tesla?
But I'm saying like
because he solved it or something.
But I'm saying like why wouldn't you force a utopia? Like if I could better humans, you know what I'm saying, and I was an alien, this is how I would think. I would be like, well, I know that they're saying no, but
unless
we're so much more like like ahead of them. Why don't we just give them not give them the information, but like help them out? You know what I'm saying?
I guess I think it's like us with animals like below our.
Yeah, I know what you're
IQ.
saying. Yeah,
you know, like monkeys, right? They're the closest thing to us, but we're not out here like trying to explain to them an iPhone and be like, look, you can do this and live with us.
And
you can live like us, but you have to do that. And the monkeys are gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna go beat up this chimpanzee and
and
bang his girlfriend.
If you really think that's
but hey, that's the animal kingdom, baby.
It really is.
They kill.
It really is, yo.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would
true.
maybe it's like that. Like if the aliens are like way more advanced than us consciously,
it makes sense. Though.
They're like alien. They're like that's what like what the Israeli scientist said. Like they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll get there down the line, maybe. But it's probably so far from now. And they're like, all right, we got to let them do it on their own.
Or maybe I don't know. Another crazy theory is what if they're like our creators?
Ooh.
Yeah, but
I
mean,
like
they're watching over us.
I know.
Like an ant farm.
What if they like okay, like we failed. Let's create these people and see what they do. But now we're on the verge of like killing ourselves with nuclear war.
Yeah,
but that's when they show up.
And okay, now let's try to like guide them away like from that.
From that, yeah.
Or what if we're just like a failed test or something?
That could be.
I think we're still on the test. Like
like they're trying to see okay how far can we evolve on our own?
Yeah.
Before we step in and
I like that
because when things are handed to us, we're not really gonna get it. Like when UFO activity started, we have to learn, right? You have to. And when UFOs really starting to appear, when there was a lot of activity, it was when the atomic bomb went off, when Oppenheimer.
Yes.
And when nuclear weapons became a thing, that's when activity went up. These crafts started, they were very attached to nuclear sites.
Right.
Because they're like, hold on, you can destroy the Earth with this.
Yeah.
So let's, and that's when they started.
And that's technically like this is like their home probably too.
Yeah.
Because the way I see it is, they lived here first. Something happened, they wiped out, and now they're like, wait.
Humans are a piece of shit. Like,
we're just crazy people, animals killing each other.
They probably went to hiding, and they're like, wait a minute, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
Like, that now
like,
we're
just
like
think
running
of it.
shit.
No, I think they know what we are.
Imagine, bro, like you guys, you're living in this world, everything's great, you have your technology, everything's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, these humans evolve. You know,
because something must have happened.
And
I think we're
so
fabricated in some way.
We still have instinct, just like animals. You know what I'm saying? Just like regular animals, we run our lives off of instinct. The only difference between us and most animals is we have that little logic. We have more
consciousness is more elevated.
Yeah.
Yes. You know
so
what I'm
imagine
saying?
what the consciousness of these things must be.
Things
their concept of time is probably not even like ours. It's probably not even linear. Like the movie Arrival. The aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you haven't seen that one. Have
do
you?
you think you could write?
I'll send you a text. I'll send you a text with the movies. But that's a great movie because it's about like these aliens.
But do it today.
Don't forget.
As soon as I'm leaving, send it to me.
Another thing is too,
it's a great movie though. It's good.
I'm so in this shit.
Because there is no concept of time. It's like a loop. So there's no linear time. So they see the past, present, and future. It's just all at the same time.
Okay. Kind of like the guy from Watchmen, the Doctor. What's the blue guy? The Dr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
Like he kind of just sees everything. Like,
but I think
that
with
guy's
a higher,
badass. That guy was a badass.
But it's that concept of like having such a state of consciousness that you can see everything.
Yeah.
So if they see it that way, we don't see shit like that. So we're just constantly just like
it's so 3D. Like we're so fucking.
They're in the 4 or 5D.
Now, how cool was what's it called? Like the interpretation of Interstellar, like with the Tesseract and shit like that.
And apparently, it's very accurate. Like,
yeah.
from what we know.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty interesting
because the movie is basically it's like oh, it was like humans that kind of like went back and to give us that.
Yes, bro. It's basically it basically shows what it would be like to enter a black hole.
Yeah, and it was very accurate from what the physicists said now. Like a couple years ago, they said that was very accurate.
Yeah.
They actually used the budget of the movie to contact the physicist, and they gave them the budget to do the equation on, like mathematically to recreate what it would look like, and that's what they used in the movie. Christopher Nolan, man.
That is insane.
Nolan doesn't fuck around.
Guy's a madman.
It's a great movie, man.
Yeah,
it really is.
You got to watch Arrival. I'll send you the. It's on Hulu.
Yeah,
no, Netflix.
You said Arrival, the program.
I think it's on Netflix. And
The
Hulu.
program.
Yeah.
Arrival is just like it's a movie. It's based off a novel.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
Right.
And then the program is a documentary.
Awesome.
On.
So then give me these because
the phenomenon.
That's my homework.
Watch the
You know what I'm
phenomenon
saying?
first.
Yeah.
Because that one breaks down a bunch of different UFO stories.
Okay.
Like very interesting ones. Like the kids in Zimbabwe. I think we've talked about this.
Thing.
In rural Zimbabwe, a bunch of school kids, they were out like on recess or whatever, and a UFO craft landed.
You never told me this.
Yeah, it was I think Zimbabwe's like in Africa. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And these kids see this craft, it lands. The kids are freaking out, and a couple kids go up to it, and these two beings come out of it. And it starts communicating with the kids.
Was this the one that you said that crashed?
No, this
No,
one
different.
landed.
Yeah,
This is okay.
And these two beings come out, and it starts communicating with the kids telepathically. The kids said that they started having like images. These are young kids.
Yeah.
And about
The world
be
on fire.
careful with technology, like the future with technology, to be like careful.
Wow.
This is in the 90s. And then there was a psychiatrist, I forgot his name. He was super popular. Mac. I can't remember his first name.
Okay.
But he was investigating. He was a psychiatrist, and he started getting into the UFO stuff.
Yeah.
One of the stories he did was Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So he interviewed every single kid individually, and they all said the same story. They all drew out the same thing. These are young kids. So that guy, I think it was like John Mack, I think it was.
Yeah.
He ended up dying.
Okay.
In I think it was like a car crash, or because he was starting to write books and he was starting to get deeper into the UFO stuff. He was interviewing victims of seeing UFOs and abductions.
So someone had to
He was
stop
getting
him.
too deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he interviewed these kids. It's in the movie program.
Yeah.
Not the program, Phenomenon. But these kids, he was like, these kids, I mean, these are young kids, like
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Why would they lie about that? And they're all very saying the same story, saying and what kid is gonna say like, oh, I don't know, I
kids
started
don't lie.
dreaming.
Yeah.
Like I started dreaming and seeing like fire, and like they said to be careful with like technology. Something like
And kids are
And where do you
are
think we're
innocent.
headed, bro? Like
Look where
that's
we are now.
Yeah, man. And I think you know what sucks is I think we're taking it so lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like we're creating all this, and yeah, we're still in the infant stages, I guess.
But there's
But
a motive behind it, I think. They're trying to do something that's not going to go well, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I guess they tried warning us. I don't know.
It's literally gonna be like what's it called? Like the Terminator. You know what I'm
We
saying?
need
and then the ending,
That's
and
what
then,
we need.
Arnold.
Yeah, and then the ending like outcome is gonna be the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's like all humans fucking are gonna be connected to this thing. Computers are gonna be taking over.
And then with our technology, we're going back in time.
That's the last thing
we're going
need.
back in time to when we were creating this technology, and it
Yeah.
turns out that we were the UFOs.
Yeah,
trying
the
to
whole
stop.
time. Yo, this is
James
going
Cameron
in the
was ahead of his
fucking
time.
circle,
James
dog.
Cameron was ahead of
That's
his
so
time.
crazy.
That is
That's-
a theory. Like, what if it's just us time traveling back?
That's what I.
That's a theory,
yeah.
but I don't know.
But isn't that like what
That
Tenet?
is a good theory.
Isn't that
though.
what Tenet
That
is
is
about?
a decent.
Isn't
yeah.
that what Tenet?
Kinda, yeah.
Like Tenet, like they go back in time to try to like to so it
When,
doesn't-
if it's like an espionage thing.
Yeah.
Let me see. Play this. This is what.
About the story of the Zimbabwe.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Was
This is James
one
Fox.
of my
Yeah.
first documentary back in 1997 when I was just naive enough to think I can get an interview with Steven
My
Spielberg.
God, that old studio.
We had a
Remember that
mutual friend
studio?
involved, this
That
woman
shit was
Janet.
ugly.
And she gets back to me and she's like, yeah, so Spielberg's definitely not going to meet with you, but he knows you're working on this UFO documentary. He thinks you should look into this landing case that happened in Africa at the school. And I said to myself at the time, and remind you guys that I was making a film
Dude,
on
how
UFOs.
does Spielberg? Why does he know
and
that?
I dismissed it so
and saying,
quickly
"Go
because I
look
thought,
into it."
Bro, he
There's
has
no
a lot
way.
of information, bro.
What if
I
he,
feel like he
what
has
if-
so
what if
much
he wants to
information
say
that.
it? What if he wants, but he knows he can't? Like now now he's trying to
too
do it
deep.
like through like the movies.
Close
Oh,
Encounters of the Third
yeah.
Kind is one of the most
Yeah.
accurate depictions of like what's going on.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
being told now, what's coming out now, factually, was told in that movie, and that was in the
Right.
70s.
Yeah. Imagine
50-something years ahead.
I still feel that there's more stories that aren't even like told at all.
Because you also look at too, like I don't know, like you look at people who have like those near death, like,
Experiences,
right?
yeah,
and
yeah.
the things that they see, and it's like, man, I don't know, like what if there's more to it?
Yeah.
You know, what if we're just like,
I think there's more to it. I think
like
that there's
what if
definitely more to it.
what, like crazy theory? What if they like created us to see, like to try to
The aliens.
Yeah, like
aliens.
they
Yeah,
created
yeah.
us, and that's why
Yeah.
like they're trying to push it for the AI.
Well, that's kind of like that. That's not far fetched at all. I think that's like what's it called? Yeah, the Anunnaki creating humans.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be their slaves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And they do
So-
look at us like, I mean, if you think about it, we're
They-
like an
they-
ant
they-
farm.
This is my theory. This is my. It involves God, but it ultimately also involves aliens. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I think God could create everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think aliens are just an extension of now. Now, what says that? Yeah, God created the aliens. God created but why couldn't? If God created the aliens, why couldn't the aliens create us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it could be either or, like God creating us and aliens, or God creates the aliens create the
And now
humans.
we're
You know what I'm
and
saying?
now we're creating AI. AI is eventually going to turn into like a human flesh form.
Yeah.
Develops its own consciousness, and they're going to be like, "Where did we come from?" And then and it just kind of keeps trickling down.
And what's scary about AI, bro, is, and I don't know if this is accurate or not. Like, but from what they were speaking to the AI, right? Chat GPT or whatever, and they were whenever it responded to them, it said that they always existed. They said that AI always it was there without us knowing. We just kind of gave it a nudge to actually being, I guess, mainstreamed. But the AI basically said that it's always existed, just like lightning exists. You know what I'm saying? But you can't really see electricity.
It's
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
like a form, a stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
You can't see consciousness.
Yeah,
It's just
and then so basically that's what they were saying. He was like, "We've always existed, but you guys just kind of
sprinkled it somewhere else.
There you go,
Another layer of life.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm just like, this is not good. Like, why are
We're
we
just replicating? We're
Yeah.
replicating those marbles within marbles within
Yes, yes, yes.
It all goes back to Men in Black. Fucking Will Smith.
Fucking guy, bro.
Will Smith was onto something when he slapped Chris Rock.
The aliens, he did it for the aliens. Yeah.
He might be a reptilian. I don't know.
Fucking Will Smith. Will Smith is definitely an alien. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That guy's into some freaky shit. I'm gonna tell you.
Let's see this. Go ahead, George. Play it. This is the
mass
Zimbabwe
landing with the sheer volume of eyewitness testimony at a school in broad daylight could happen and the whole world not know about it. So I just walked away from that story for about 10 years. 10 years later, I'm doing an event at the National Press Club with Leslie Kane, who was part of the article in the New York Times that came out in 2017. And she introduced me to this guy, Randall Nickerson. And she's like, "Oh, he's working on this landing case
Oh,
in
he
Africa."
used the hard R
Long
for
story
that one.
short, he's working on a film.
kidding.
What did he say,
coming out
Nickerson?
next year, specifically on just that case.
I heard it. I was like,
producing it.
I
And
know.
he said, "I'm working on the case, and if you want to do something with me on it, a small piece, I could." So I got back into it. I licensed some of the footage. That Dr. John Mack, the Harvard psychiatrist that came and interviewed
That's the one I was
school
telling you
children
about.
on
John Mack.
camera within a
Yeah,
week
the
of it
psychiatrist.
happening.
Yeah.
He unfortunately looked the wrong way in London, got run down by a car and died.
Shit.
So I contacted
Supposedly.
the Institute with the help
Yeah.
of Randall Nickerson.
Allegedly,
I
right?
licensed the archival footage. We tracked
How
down
convenient.
the witnesses today.
Yeah.
We flew them in from all different corners of the world, brought them together. A lot of them were standing right next to each other. They came face to face, and one of the things I realized was that there were roughly 100 kids in the playground, broad daylight, aerial school, Ruwa, Zimbabwe, 1994, and they got within arms, some of them within arm's length of these beings.
What?
And brought these witnesses together for the first time in 20 years. And a lot of them hadn't even told their significant others.
Were they humanoid or were
they said they were tired of having to defend this.
You know?
And I myself didn't believe it when I first heard about it back in 1997.
Yeah.
And that segment of the film is the most, in my opinion, is the most powerful segment because
it's very compelling.
The phenomenon. That's his movie.
What they saw
He's
on
the director.
camera after it happened, and then you see them 20 years later, and then we go to Africa and we meet with the headmistress. Or she was a teacher at the time. We meet with other witnesses. We go to the landing site. We talk to people at the school. That case is absolutely, and it was witnessed by lots of other people in and around the area for several days before it chose a school to land. Steven?
It's so compelling because the children are all clearly, they're not actors. So as they're adults later, they're all talking about this moment, and it's like they had a religious experience together. Like they're all sharing it and talking about it, and you could tell it's like it's a deeply moving experience. If they were actors, they wouldn't have been able to do such a good job,
right?
Because to convey the reality of that moment to them, to be able to have this interpretation of this event where they're all consistent in the story and they're all clearly still shook by this moment. It's really interesting because if you had that scene in a movie, it would take like a really good actor to pull it off.
Yeah,
and they'd probably need multiple takes. They'd probably want to get the best one. But those kids, the way they were talking about it and the way they were drawing it, you're like, wow, it really does seem like something happened to them.
I know how credible that the testimony of the children is because my partner Rebecca, she's never had much of an interest in what I do, making documentaries on UFOs. I do other things as well, but when I was reviewing in the studio the archival interview of the children, she just dropped off a cup of coffee and she stopped and went,
I would love to do that one day. Just kind of like go to maybe like 3 or 4 different like people that actually, witnessed an account or something like that.
Get their story.
Yeah, get their story and kind of like make a documentary. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, man.
We gotta hit up James Fox.
Hire me.
oh my God, those children are not lying. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Because look, I ask your audience to don't take it from me. Just suspend judgment for a moment and imagine, hypothetically, if a UFO or several UFOs landed at a school in broad daylight in Rua, Zimbabwe, Africa, and interacted telepathically with nearly 100 school children. Not all of them had telepathic, but seeing the incident. How significant of a story would you give that?
Well, not only that, they had the same message.
Yes.
What the telepathic message was that technology is a real problem.
Yes.
And there's things that people are doing with technology that are going to ruin the earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were trying to relay this to children, which is very strange.
Yes.
You know, I mean, maybe they just thought they were adults because they were the same size as the aliens. I mean, do you think they knew that they were children?
I think
they understood that it was a school. I mean, this is all speculation, right?
But no, I definitely had to ask myself, look, during the production of the film, Paula Harris actually turned me on to another landing case that happened in Australia in 1966 at a school. And this time there were roughly 300 witnesses that saw a disc land right outside a playground in Australia. And we went to Australia and investigated that case, went to the landing site, talked to eyewitness testimony, people that jumped the fence at the school playground and ran over to where this thing landed. And then we even interviewed a guy who snapped a photograph of a disc, a Polaroid, back in 1966, 2 days prior to the incident. So it's very probably that we have photographic evidence, we have eyewitness testimony, and for the first time we've got testimony from a science teacher. So why do these things land at schools? It seems like, and I'm just totally speculating here, but it seems like if I were going to do that, it seems like a pretty benign environment. When you have testimony from military guys that we take a fairly hostile position towards things that penetrate sensitive military installations. And, so maybe, I'm just saying maybe
it's safe.
Maybe it's safe.
But we have to stop reacting to, intrusions
So I think,
by UFOs.
Could you pause it for 2? So I think if aliens, like, they went over there, right? And then they met the kids. I think that was because if you're gonna change the world, isn't it smart to speak with the kids, the youth,
The most
first?
innocent,
Yeah,
starting
you know what I'm
young.
saying?
Or I don't know. Or
No, go
maybe,
ahead, yeah.
or maybe they're just kind of like, oh, let's just see. Yeah, like
Let's just see what, like, well, yeah.
like I feel like they probably just
Yeah.
do things because they probably get bored
Right.
sometimes. They probably think about it. Imagine your
It's
job,
true.
like your job. Okay, hey, like, go watch these people,
Yeah.
and like, hey, you know what? Let's go, like, give them something.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like, why not interact with them?
the
Yeah, you know what I'm
90s,
saying? Yeah.
The 90s too, the internet boom was about to begin.
Well,
you remember that guy?
Am I right on that or no?
It was more 2000s.
But that
like,
was 97, 96.
Okay, yeah, you're
So it was
right.
leaning towards the
Yeah.
2000s. So that was the internet.
Yeah.
With the internet, obviously they're seeing
all the porn
decades ahead.
Yeah.
So
fuck.
In the
All
internet.
porn.
They're like, no porn, don't do porn.
But think about it. You're not wrong.
But
at
into the
all.
late 90s,
It
into the
fucked up men for a second there.
But I mean, the internet boom was about to start, and with the
Yeah.
the internet leading to AI
Yeah.
and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
along with whatever military stuff was going on too.
Yeah.
That was 96, 97.
Yeah, you're right.
When
that was
with
the
the
way
internet,
beginning
the
of
world
AOL.
changed.
Yeah.
Remember
AOL,
the world changed
Yeah.
after the internet. Like
Yeah.
No, but
it absolutely
wait,
did,
wait,
bro.
remember
So
that guy?
that
It
might be a
absolutely,
factor.
yeah.
Wait, what was that guy's name? The one that hacked the Pentagon? Or I forgot, what did he
The
hack?
English guy, the English
The
guy.
English guy?
Yeah.
He hacked
he's in the
something,
program. He's in the
Yeah.
program.
and
Yeah.
he literally hacked into the. Who did he hack?
He hacked.
someone in the
was
government.
it
was
was
a
the
government.
United States. It was the United States. I forgot what it
Servers.
was.
It was like a server.
It was a
and
server.
He went into the UFO
and
stuff.
he got the UFOs and he got images.
Yes.
And he was like, he freaked
Yeah.
out. He was like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
Because he saw like, because the image was starting to show a little bit.
Yes.
Because back then it was slower.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was just seeing like the disc and he was like,
He's
It
like,
was
this
the
is
disc.
fucking
It was like he said it
crazy.
looked like the Earth, and then there was like a disc.
Yeah.
Almost like if it was looking at the horizon of Earth or something like that. I don't know. Like if it was
That's
levitating there.
insane. That is crazy.
That's probably
also-
why we don't go to space, dude. Because
But-
there's
but you
shit
remember,
out there.
James
Yeah.
Fox, he actually, when NASA was doing like a press conference, he was asking him questions about the UFOs.
Yeah.
And NASA was giving some pretty like cheap answers.
Yeah,
you know?
NASA's in on that shit.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, aliens are not real or all that stuff or
Yeah,
whatever.
NASA's another
Bro.
story. Like NASA's a problem whenever it comes to fucking information.
If the moon landing
Like
was
the
real,
FBI.
Yeah.
if the moon, I mean, I think the moon landing was real. I mean, I think we
Did
did
you?
go.
Yeah.
I mean, with the
I
help
mean,
of
there's
aliens,
nothing
with
wrong
the help
with
of
it.
aliens, maybe.
So
Maybe with the help of aliens, because when they were going,
we were in a war
There's-
at that. We were in a war with Russia at that point, and
But-
it was a race who could get
Yeah.
to space first.
but there's like footage that's missing.
Yeah.
There's footage, and there's like what's that, like 11 minutes or 5 minutes?
Apparently, yeah.
There's so much inconsistencies.
They said apparently the theory is that they saw something.
Yeah.
And then they were told that they can't talk about it.
No, but there's audio
on the dark side of the moon.
Like the Transformers?
No.
I'm joking, but yes.
No, but
But
there
yes,
was like
that's the-
audio of when they were going. They're like, hey, like on the when they were trying to like Houston. They're like they're like following us.
Yeah.
And they see them out the window. They're like, they're like following us to the moon.
Right.
And when they were there, the guy went on a secret like channel that's like a couple minutes missing from the live footage,
Mhm.
and he was explaining to them, hey, like the aliens are here and they're
That there's
watching
something.
us.
There was something watching them. Yeah.
Yeah, how they're watching them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then when they got
and
back,
when they got back, dude,
they're
like,
freaked
their,
out.
Their faces were
Are
like.
you serious? Oh, yeah.
Look it up. Look up moon landing
you wanna
press
finish
conference
this?
or
You
some
wanna
shit.
finish this,
Yeah.
or-
This is done. This is
This is
done.
done?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already like 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I gotta get all this down.
moon
Like,
landing
yeah.
press conference or some shit. Press conference. Yeah, and they're like super shaked up and
Oh no!
Damn.
I didn't get the
right press conference.
Yeah, the keyboard.
There.
Mhm.
Was it this one? The thing Joe Rogan.
They talked about it.
Joe
yeah.
Rogan talked about everything. He's
Yeah.
always there. But you never what he said. Never he said some quotes about it.
Yeah, he said
and
that
About
he
the
never,
truth, something about truth.
about the
yeah.
truth and
Because he said that they never landed on the moon.
I don't know.
or
Yeah.
or
They
maybe
might
he
have
did
faked it.
or maybe
Yeah.
they did fake it. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they
It's
faked
tough.
it and they're like, we have to pose as these heroes that actually didn't do it.
Like if you go to this one or this one, like he'll say that.
And other people felt that
Buzz Aldrin,
turn around and come back at many times during the mission.
Right.
And you might have to do that like Apollo 13 before you got a chance to get to the moon. So we figured that chance, just
who knows,
unofficially, the three of us on Apollo 1, that it was about 60% that we would be able to successfully land.
Right.
But 95% that if we weren't able to land, that we would be able to come back.
Which one's the one that he said that, like, the girl asks him, it's like a little child girl, you know what I'm saying? She's like, it was awesome that you guys landed on the moon. And then he was like, no, we never landed on the moon.
I don't know.
Like, he said it to, like, and it was an interview.
It's like,
it was like, what
it's
the
either
fuck
they
is
saw
going
something.
on,
It's either they
bro?
saw something they weren't supposed to see.
Because that's I'm very torn, like, where it's like, half of me is like, oh, like, it's fake, they didn't go.
Yeah.
Another half is maybe they saw aliens and they can't say anything.
You know what I mean?
It has to be one or
something
the
definitely
other.
went down.
But it's definitely one or the other.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
either,
no, definitely,
It's either like the biggest lie in our history, in American history.
Bro, I mean,
or-
you guys might think I'm kind of crazy for this one. Like, I think the fucking moon's, what's it called, is like a spacecraft. Don't ask me why.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, don't ask me why.
Like a base?
Yeah, like a base maybe, or like I think the whole fucking
it is
thing.
crazy, though.
I think the whole thing is like
A giant
fucking
base.
dome, and inside
Like
of
the
it,
Death Star.
yeah, like there's aliens in
Is Joe
this
Biden
thing.
inside pressing the button?
Shooting the laser at the Earth.
He's like, you're mine.
You're gonna die now.
You're mine now, kiddos. Come on.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
have
crazy.
Like,
then
it's about time.
Kamala.
Come on, Kamala.
And then Kamala started laughing with her dumb laugh.
Then they drift off into the universe on their Death Star.
He's
Off to
Dr.
a new
Evil.
galaxy.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil. He's Dr. Evil.
To create another Marvel. And that's how it all
Joe
connects.
Biden is the alien.
Marvel.
The
That's
fucking
gonna
Men in
haunt
Black.
me
It
for
all
the
goes
rest
back-
of my life.
It all goes back to Will Smith.
Joe Biden is the alien the whole time. He's the leader. Joe Biden
Yo,
is the
are you
leader.
kidding me? After I've seen what he did this election, bro, like I think he
He's
is
the
an
leader.
alien.
He's the leader. But that's where I'm on
That's
the
so
moon landing,
funny.
though. I'm like half and half. It's either like it's
Yeah.
fake and it's the biggest lie ever.
Yeah, I know.
or
Something
it's
definitely
something-
went down.
Or they saw aliens.
There's definitely
that-
something
yeah,
off about
yeah.
it.
I think something.
But
yeah.
it's not so like I mean.
I
it's
think
just,
it
like we still haven't gone back there.
I think it could have been just like you said. It could have been It could have been that the aliens, they saw him, and then they can't say anything, bro. Like I like right now, there's nothing that I could say. Oh, that wouldn't happen.
There's
You know
no-
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like there's bro, all of these scenarios I think could have happened.
Because didn't the film get like burnt? Didn't they like
That I don't
destroy?
know. Yeah, that I don't
So
know.
much weird stuff.
The
about
original
it, man.
footage is gone. The original
Right.
footage of the moon landing is gone.
Oh yeah, because they don't want that footage
It's
to
gone.
get out to nobody.
It's literally
Yeah.
gone. So
it's something weird went down.
Yeah.
So whether it was fake
it's
or
either
they
the biggest
saw something
lie,
they
yeah.
shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine living with that lie. That must kill you.
But now, like I want to know because I mean, they're not gonna just come up with all these types of different aliens, right? Like fucking the Nordics, and then you have the Palladians, you have the the lizard ones, the reptilians and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Like how many
So,
are
like,
there? Yeah, like,
that's
how
what
many?
I'm curious to know.
It's almost like there's a whole other galactic federation.
Yes,
And we're just their little ant farm.
But see, that's where this comes into play. Like, you know how the Egyptians, like they did the drawings, the hieroglyphs and stuff like that, right? You remember you were telling me how they draw, like some of them had heads of a eagle, or you know what I'm saying? Like they had different.
But even technological stuff too. There were some hieroglyphics of like helicopters.
Yeah,
helicopters.
Crafts.
Isn't there one like there that it almost looks like the guy's an or like he's almost an astronaut? He has the helmet. It looks like he's in a UFO kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's all engraved in the rock. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Weird,
biblical,
Yeah,
like
it's weird.
the
It's
cave
weird.
times in like India and shit. Like in the caves, there's like carvings and
And then the cave
That's
is
what
carved
UFO
of a
crafts.
UFO.
Yeah.
Ricky.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Of course,
it's always a
man.
good time. This
Yes.
is like the first episode that
getting back
in the groove of things. I thought it was a great episode, man.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, till the next one, we'll be on.
Yeah,
we'll be talking more shit.
Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Goodbye.
Easy.